and we are here outside of the Minuteman press box. I know it's really tough to think about it. I'm not always stuck in there, but I'm here with the concessions manager, Frankie Pardo, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and to be fair, brisket where my mouth is. And I'm gonna ask Frankie kind of about what this new revamped concession stand is looking like this year. How did it come about?
Yeah, so about in February, March, Pat, our GM, came up to me and said, really want to lean into the barbecue this year.
Yeah.
Told me to find a smoker, get the menu going. Took a couple months to find a smoker, but we finally found one at a good price. It's actually my first year using one like this, but finally got the hang of it.
Yeah.
So on the menu we have brisket, chopped brisket, pulled pork, mac and cheese, brisket burn-in sausage, and a tri-tip sandwich.
All those things that you just outlined sound like probably they would go on the top of my list of things that I would want to eat. I don't get to do it, but you get to make these things. Do you have a favorite item that you've put on the menu this summer?
My tri-tip is my favorite item on the menu this summer. It takes the least amount of time to cook.
Yeah.
The pork butt and the brisket take about 12 to 18 hours depending on the day. But yeah, the tri-tip only takes about 2 hours, so that's always my favorite to do.
And are you doing all of it on this smoker over here?
I am, using nothing but wood.
This thing looks like something that was built in like 1650, but you're telling me that this thing works and it cooks that meat to exactly how you want it.
Yes, it is. I try to keep it around 250 degrees, 275, using nothing but post oak.
Wow. And so people coming to the ballpark, say for the first time, they would come to, what stand would they go to find the brisket, the tri-tip, all those things?
So as soon as you walk into the ballpark, you'll smell the smoke, you'll see the smoker, and then as soon as you take a left, you're right here.
Fantastic. Right here, and on the other side, is it the same, pretty much the same thing?
It's not. The other side is, the other side is just our main concession, so almost everything's the same from last year.
Fantastic. I mean, we got hot dogs, nachos, cheeseburgers, anything else that...
we added a Philly cheesesteak this year, which I think is actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a Philly cheesesteak? Maybe people from New York?
Maybe.
Possibly. Is there anything else that you want to do for the future? Anything else that you want to add to this experience here on the concourse?
Hopefully some more meats next year. I do like our barbecue sauce. It is award-winning technically. I did win an award last year for a Marion Berry barbecue sauce, so that's what we use this year.
Let's not just glance over that. Tell me more about the award-winning barbecue sauce.
I entered a barbecue competition last summer before our season started, and I won first place tri-tip and first place in ribs, and used our Marion Berry barbecue sauce, and that won first place as well. So that's really what got me into going barbecue.
And you're the head barbecue man here at this ballpark now. Frankie Pardo, our concessions manager. We were down here in the concourse. I've been talking about it all summer. Now we've finally shown it to you. Frankie, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. Come on down, get the tri-tip, the brisket, anything you want down here right as you come to the ballpark.
Well, I sang 7 Summers a couple nights ago. It was pretty good. 7 summers ago.
Yeah, I bet your daddy's so proud of how his little girl turned out. Thinks he dies of boiling of a good old boy like me. 'Cause I still go drinking, same friends on Friday. Bought a few acres, couple roads on the highway. Guess you never saw things my way anyway. But I wonder when you're drinking if you find yourself thinking about that boy from East Tennessee. And I know we both knew better, but we still said forever. And that was 7 summers ago in Southern Comfort, were we dumb or just younger? Who knows? Back then you used to love the river and sipping on a sixer with me. Does it ever make you sad?
fastball, and that one's hammered into right field. Back to the wall. It's over the fence.
Summers ago, 7 summers ago.
It's a good song. Shout out Morgan Wallen. I like karaoke.
Cole Weber with you, the Marion Berries broadcaster, getting mobile. We're out here at the front of the concourse. Right as you enter into the stadium, you come into this new and improved plaza, and everything about this place screams a fun time. We've got the Marion Berries merch container. Right as you walk in, you can get anything you want. Shirts, hats, accessories. This is the place. If you want to rep the Berries, you got to come here right as you walk in to your right. And as we keep going, the information desk, starting lineup, standings, Los Planditas, the food truck. They've always got great stuff. Tacos, burritos, quesadillas, whatever you want here. But if you're not feeling it, you can always come to the Berries concession stand. Nachos, hot dogs, burgers, they've got anything you want. But don't sleep on the Marion Berries lemonade. If you come on out and you get their color-changing cup, you buy it once, you get free refills for the entire summer. A fantastic deal. Classic lemonade, Marion Berry lemonade, strawberry, raspberry, anything that you want, we've got it here. If you don't want the regular concession stand, don't forget Frankie Pardo, our concessions manager. He is over there cooking up some meats, brisket, tri-tip, pork, fantastic stuff. And that's what we've got down here on the plaza. I am up there at the Minuteman press box, calling the game for you. There's our PA announcer, Bobby Merwin, getting ready to go, but you've got to come on out to the ballpark. Check this out.
Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Es la noche de béisbol y cultura in Chemeketa. And I promise I'm not going to speak Spanish for the rest of this broadcast. No hablo español from me, but it is Latino Heritage Night presented by Don Froylan Creamery. We're excited to be back for game number 2 here at Chemeketa Baseball Field, home of your Marion Berries in the summer of 2026. They're hosting the Yakima Valley Pippins, trying to win the series tonight. It's going to be a really important game coming up just about 10-15 minutes from now. And welcome back inside the Minuteman press box. Cole Weber with you, your voice of the Berries, this summer, last summer, and however long they'll have me. I'm excited to be back. It was a great game yesterday, WCL Game of the Week, the first one ever in this league, and it went really well. If you're a Berries fan, it went fantastic, and we'll talk about it right here. Berries got the W 9-5. It started off, though, with the Pippins getting the first run of the game. Nick Velasquez coming through with the double to right center. Drove in a run to put them up 1-0. Berries would answer right back, though, in the bottom of the first. Martin Serrano, who's come through with runners on base all season, does it again. Grounder right back up the middle. Nobody could get to it, and Sawyer Nelson scores a run to tie it up. Martin Serrano He's third in the WCL in homers and RBIs, 4 and 21 respectively. This dude drives in runs, and he does it with some power. Serrano coming through again. Pippins answer back in the third. 3 consecutive doubles for Ujada, Velasquez, and then Garcia. All of them in a row, just trading places from home to second base. They drove in 3 runs in the third inning. They go up 4-1. There's Garcia off the base of the fence in center field. But it was the Berries. They answered back, and that would be it. Matthew Major driving in a run in the fourth, sneaking one through on the right side. Had a couple hits last night. He also did it from both sides of the ball. Liner down the left field line. He leaves his feet. Diving play to make the catch and keep a runner from scoring. Matthew Major doing it on both sides. The Berries come out with the W, 9-5 in game 1 of this series. It's going to make things a lot closer in the WCL South Division standings. They're tied up 9-10, both them and the Pippins right now, tied for 5th, right behind Portland, Corvallis, Walla Walla, and Ridgefield are in the 1 and 2 spots. And there's a great look at it. The Raptors getting a win in game 1 of that series against the Swedes. Going to be huge. Probably a win in that series is going to really seal the first half up for them. But as you can see, Berries with a win tonight and a Pickles loss, they would jump up to 4th, and that would put them in playoff standings if the season were to end today. Bend and Springfield below everybody in 7th and 8th. That's what it looks like. Game 2 of the series Saturday. It's another beautiful day in Salem, and we're going to take a break here on the broadcast. Marion Berries Baseball live on YouTube and WCL Live app.
The final touches together ahead of opening night, but as you can see, all brand new synthetic turf, and the real coup de grace, I would say, is all of our brand new seats that we've installed. So we'll have some hospitality decks in the corners as well by the bullpens, and of course our fun zone and our new inflatable wiffle ball field making its debut tomorrow night as well. We also purchased a new smoker for our new barbecue concession stand, so we'll have tri-tip sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, barbecue pulled pork as well, and expanding off of our award-winning Marion Berry barbecue sauce. We're going to be having our first fireworks night on the 3rd of July here at the ballpark, and then on July 17th, we're also going to be doing a drone show for all the fans. Check out our promo schedule. Every single night there's something different going on, something different and unique for families.
Noche de Baseball y Cultura Latino Heritage Night presented by Don Froylan. We had a couple of performances before the game today. This is the Telenisa Fulorico group dancing before we got going here at the ballpark. Great dance by them. Hema Barangya also sang a song, and she'll be singing our national anthem, which is not far away. But game 2, mentioned the Berries got the win last night. A win today would give them the series and would give them a lead in the season series against the Yakima Valley Pippins. Berries wearing the purple tops, white pants, tricolor cap. Pippins on the opposite side. They've got the baby blues, and I was telling anybody who would listen that I'm a big sucker for the baby blue. I think it looks good on everybody, and it looks good on the Pippins today. And there's a great look at it. Powder blue caps, powder blue tops. They're going to try to even up the series today. Pippins, it's been an interesting season for them. I mentioned they're 9-10, 5-4 at home, 4-6 on the road. They started the season off with a couple of series wins, one against the Walla Walla Sweets at home, and then they beat Springfield on the road. Hosted Marion back in early June. They beat them as well, 2-1. And since then, it has been series losses to Ridgefield, Edmonton, Bend, and now we're here in this series. They started off with a 6-3 record, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. Trying to end that streak today. A lot of fans have come out to the ballpark to celebrate Latino heritage. The aromas are great, the sounds are fantastic, and it's going to be a great night of baseball. Berries showing out. Pippins making the drive down from Central Washington yesterday, stayed overnight at the Hotel Salem. Said it was a good stay, talking to the broadcaster Harmon Johnson before the game. He had a good time. They got a lift in this morning, and they're ready to go for game number 2. We're just moments away from the national anthem, and that is going to be sung by Hima Barangya.
Please help me welcome Hema Bargon, who will sing the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that her flag was still there. Oh, say just a star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hema Bargon, everybody.
Spanish, English, it doesn't matter. Him is going to bring the house down. Doing a great job singing the Star-Spangled Banner. We'll move on to the Sherman-Williams painting of the plate. We've got a super young Berry coming out, making the trek from the dugout all the way to home base. Got the Jordan 1s on. How about those kicks? Don't think they're game worn. We're going right after it, getting a little white on home plate. Presented by Sherwin-Williams. Bowie Smith. It's our young fan right there doing a great job. Big old round of applause for Bowie. He's still going after it. He doesn't think it's clean enough. Our umpires tonight, same crew, swapped behind the plate. Perry Schofield on the bases. Derek Dunbar. It's their second series up in Salem. They were here for the Bend sweep. Great series for the Berries, not so great for the Elks. But our ceremonial first pitch, Diego Ochoa, representing Don Froylan Creamery. He's telling everybody to get things going. Some fanfare. Run up, leg kick. Almost took out the umpires. I've seen worse first pitches. Hopefully he gets another shot down the road. Diego Ochoa of Don Froylan Creamery, award-winning here in the city of Salem. We have a pregame interview for you. Taylor Worth, we saw him on the mound yesterday, relief pitcher. Had the opportunity to talk to him.
I'm here with Taylor Worth, one of the newest pitchers we've got on the Berries roster this summer. He's got the Berries and Cream cap on. Taylor, you just got here a couple days ago. Tell me how you're feeling here in the state of Oregon coming up from San Diego.
Oh, it's been great so far. I love the team, the host family that I'm with. It's going to be a good summer. I love the Pacific Northwest, so I'm happy to be up here this summer. Spent a lot of time up here, so I'm excited to get going.
Absolutely. When do you feel like you're going to be ready to go and throw for the first time? You're telling me that the arm feels good.
I'm feeling good. I threw a pen yesterday. I feel good. I had good recovery yesterday. Feel ready to go today or tomorrow, hopefully.
Awesome. I'd love to see you out there. You're wearing number 47, so anybody who's tuned in, Look for number 47. That's Taylor Worth. Tell me how your first season at the college level went for you in the spring.
Oh, it was a good time. It was definitely a big jump from high school, just the level of competing and everything that goes into it. It's a lot of work, especially balancing school, but it was a lot of fun. I got to pitch a decent amount, which was great, and a lot of experience, a lot to build off going into the summer, so I'm excited to keep going.
Absolutely. What's the one thing that you want to work on the most here with the Berries this summer that's going to help you progress as a pitcher in the future?
I think there's a lot of things, but like mechanically speaking, switching to the other side of the rubber's one, mixing in a couple other pitches, change up, working on.
Yeah.
But I mean, mechanically, that's pretty much what I'm working on, and then just staying hungry and competing and just getting ready to get after it next season.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to give you the opportunity to do that, throw a bunch of innings this summer wearing the Berries purple. I mean, today I guess it's going to be the cream and the red, but yeah, you're going to get that opportunity this summer. Taylor, I appreciate you talking to me. Good luck today. Good luck in the future. Hopefully we get to see you here in the next couple of games.
Yeah.
Anything else you got to say?
Let's go Berries. Let's get after it.
There you go. Let's go Berries. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Taylor Worth of UC Davis. Small possibility that we see him today, but my pick for player to watch, Sawyer Nelson. There's walk number 1, number 2, and walk number 3 out of the 5 that he had last night. 31 on the summer. Sawyer Nelson gets on base a lot, and he moves around as well. Here's a stolen base last night. He's got 16 on the summer. That's up near the top of the West Coast League. Just a guy really mature, just graduated high school 2 weeks ago. And he's opportunistic as a player as well. Going back to the Bend series, you put the ball in play, good things are going to happen. Got caught up in the lights, pounced down in right center field, scored a run. That goes in as a double. Any way you want to look at it. Sawyer Nelson, my player to watch tonight. Super excited for game number 2 coming up. If you want to come out and enjoy a game, join us for the 2026 Marion Berries season with a free reserve ticket using code BerriesLive at MarionBerriesBaseball.com. We are ready to go. I'm going to get you the Yakima Valley Pippins starting lineup for game number 2. Pretty similar to what we saw yesterday as selected by head coach Chris Crustangel. Leading off again for the second game in a row, the left fielder number 3, Tyson Miller. Behind him, the third baseman, number 26, Daichi Furuhata. Batting third is the first baseman, Nick Velasquez, had a great game yesterday. Parker Burt, first appearance of the series, the DH batting fourth. In the 5 spot, the second baseman, number 7, Jay O'Neill. Behind him, Luis Garcia, the center fielder. And batting 7th, the right fielder, number 4, Trey Godoy. In the 8 spot, the catcher, number 51, Jackson Upton. And batting 9th, the shortstop, number 6, Cole Hubka. On the bump for the Berries, getting his 4th start of the summer, Jackson Blank, Texas kid, playing his college ball at Rice University for the Owls. 6'2", 205. He's going to get us started against Miller. 6:44 p.m. officially, a fastball up and above the zone, out of the hand of Jackson Blank. 5th game pitched this summer for Marion. And here he comes with our second one. Grounder to Sawyer Nelson at third. Getting on the ground and making the throw to first. How about that? I told you it was a good pick. Player to watch. He's going to make a nice play over at the hot corner. Just his second start of the season playing third base. And we've got out number 1 already. Tyson Miller started the game off yesterday with a single up the middle after going down 0-2. 2 strikes against Nate Shikori. Going to start a little differently today. Jackson Blank operating from the stretch. Going to be a senior at Rice. There's a breaking ball right in the middle of the zone. Opposite field from Miller. Sawyer Nelson getting the white pants dirty. Lucky now that the once grass and dirt field is now completely artificial. It's not going to have the green grass stain. Swing and a miss. Furuhata does a pirouette and falls down 0-2. Furuhata just spent 2 years at Southwestern Oregon Community College, and he is now transferring to Northwest Nazarene in Idaho. Takes a fastball up and in. Furuhata from Nagano, Japan, 5'8", 195. 1 for 5 last night with a double and an RBI. That was in that string of doubles, 3 of them in a row in that third inning. that helped the Pippins take a lead. Chasing a pitch in the dirt, swinging a miss, and Nolan Rowe makes the throw down to first. And we've got 2 outs for Mr. Jackson Blank on the bump. It's been kind of rough for the Berries defense over the last week. Last night notwithstanding, gave up in the Walla Walla Road Series 9 runs, 19 runs, and 15 runs. A little better yesterday, and it's looking good. If we could keep trending in this direction, it's going to be a quick night for the Berries defensively as we see a breaking ball in the dirt to Nick Velasquez, starting at first base for the second night in a row. Sophomore from Redlands, California, 6-footer, just under 200 pounds. Chopper is foul to the first base side. We've got Hudson Flores starting over at first. I believe that's our first new guy over at the 3 spot. It's been Jake Dodge and Cale Barney for most of the summer. We've got Florida there tonight, getting a day off from squatting behind the plate. 1-1 count to Velasquez, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs in game 1. Takes a breaking ball, and there's a groan from the crowd. They didn't like it. Thought it should have been a strike call, but 2 balls, 1 strike now to Velasquez, who spent the spring at Citrus College down in Southern California. Batted .304 in 44 games for them. He's kept that going here in the summer, batting .344 across 17 outings for the Pippins. 21 hits, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, which leads the team. He is up 3-1 in the count. Pitch from Blank, fouled back toward the concourse behind me. You have to go check it out. The plaza, any type of meat you want. Concessions manager Frankie Pardo has made sure of that. Philly cheesesteaks, tri-tip, brisket, pork. Man, we might even have some goat back there if you come in a couple of months. Full count. Pitch is hammered straight up into the sky. How far is it going to go? Over toward right field in foul territory. That's Noche. Nope, that's Gavin Price. Had the wrong Saxon. Gavin Price starting in right field today. Makes the catch in foul territory, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the Berries quickly in the top of the first. We'll continue with the score 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Berries baseball live on YouTube in the WCL live app.
The final touches together ahead of opening night, but as you can see, all brand new synthetic turf, and the real coup de grace, I would say, is all of our brand new seats that we've installed. So we'll have some hospitality decks in the corners as well by the bullpens, and of course our fun zone and our new inflatable wiffle ball field making its debut tomorrow night as well. We also purchased a new smoker for our new barbecue concession stand, so we'll have tri-tip sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, barbecue pulled pork as well, and expanding off of our award-winning Marion Berries barbecue sauce. We're going to be having our first fireworks night on the 3rd of July here at the ballpark, and then on July 17th, we're also going to be doing a drone show for all the fans. Check out our promo schedule. Every single night there's something different going on, something different and unique for families.
2 guys in the order for head coach Tucker Brock. 1 and number 2. We've already seen them make plays in the field. Sawyer Nelson starting at third, leading off, and batting second, Noah Scher in center field. Batting third, the shortstop, number 40, Tyler Dunning. Behind him, Gavin Price. Saw him make a catch in right field. He's in the cleanup spot. Left fielder, who's wearing number 1 today instead of the usual number 7, that's Matthew Major, batting 5th. Behind him, Hudson Flores, the first baseman. In the 7 spot, we've got the designated hitter, number 29, Taryn Carlson. Nolan Rowe is behind the dish, batting 8th. And batting 9th, the second baseman, number 33. First time playing here at Chemeketa, Colin Lintea. And that's who Luke McGuire will have to face in the Berries order. The lefty starting for Yakima Valley, wearing number 14. Going to be a sophomore at Spokane College out in Eastern Washington. And he will start us off in the bottom of the first with a fastball that misses low. 1-0 count to Nelson. And we don't have to talk about it anymore. We just know how patient this guy is in the box. The craziest stat from yesterday besides the 5 walks and the 31 total on the season, is that he only took 3 swings in 6 plate appearances and ended up on base all 6 times. There's a curveball up at his head. He smiles. And he almost seems angry every time he has to make the trot down to first base. It's like he wants to swing the bat, but he doesn't get the pitches that he wants, and he waits. He's very selective. The 3-0 from McGuire. That one catches the inside corner. So we've got 3 balls, 1 strike. Luke McGuire's 4th start here in 2026 for the Baby Blue Yakima Pippins. And misses with a fastball. Kind of a defiant chuck of the bat by Nelson. And another free 90, his 32nd of the summer. And we did the research, thanks to our statistician, Cooper Kripe, in pregame. And that now ties the Berries single-season record for walks in a summer with 32. Previously held by Danny Weidman last year, and he played over 40 games for the Berries. This is game number 14 for Sawyer Nelson. So a walk to kick things off for the Berries offense, who kind of got it going last night, 9 runs. They didn't find it. They were on a 6-game losing streak. Kind of lost their way at the plate. Finally got it going against Walla Walla and Corvallis. They've kept it going here thus far in this series. Noah Scher shows bunt, pulls it back. 2-0 count to him. So 6 balls and 7 pitches for Luke McGuire. It's nice to have Noah Scher back in the order. He got a couple of days of rest. Danny Weidman will not be there, replacing each other in center field. Scher going into his sophomore year at Lynn Benton Community College. Showed butt again. But a little breaking ball sneaks in there for strike 1. Scher, the 6-footer, weighing 200 pounds, from right here in Salem, Oregon, went to South Salem High School. One of the 3 we've got in the order. 3 of them in the first 4 batters for the Berries. Nelson, Scher, and Gavin Price. Finally drops down the bunt right in front of the plate. Out to get it is the catcher Jackson Upton, who makes the throw to first in time. But Scher, the sacrifice bunt, moves Nelson over to second. And just increased the Berries' chances of scoring here in the first. Tyler Dunning back in the box. There's Noah Scher getting high fives in the dugout after doing his job. Dunning with the romaine peeking out the back of the batter's helmet. A lot longer than we saw last summer. Year number 2 with Marion. He's going to offer it a first pitch fastball in the middle. Hammered out to left. That one's off the wall. Over the outstretched glove of the left fielder. Sawyer Nelson's coming home. Not even a chance for a throw. Nelson's got the wheels. And even after waiting up at second base, he still scores. RBI double for Tyler Dunning. That's his 4th ribby of the summer, getting the bat going with an extra base hit. Dunning trades places with Sawyer Nelson, and we've got a 1-run lead. 87 off the bat. And not able to bring it in out in left field is Tyson Miller right over his outstretched glove. 1-0 is your score. First pitch in the zone against Gavin Price, another guy who's taken a couple of days off. Started about the first 10 games of the summer for Marion. He is back for game number 14, batting .289, 13 hits. Check swing, and he came into contact with it. Foul ball. Counts 0-2. Price, 5 RBIs, 9 walks, 4 doubles out of his 13 hits this summer. 6'3" from Salem, playing his college ball at Louisiana Monroe, down in the Sun Belt. 0-2 pitch, way up and out. Price had a 10-game hitting streak that ended in Game 3 against Ridgefield last Sunday. He's going to have to try to restart that one. We've got a lot of games left this summer. I think he could get to 35 if he played every game and had a hit in every one of the future games. Curveball just barely misses. A couple inches outside of the strike zone. Counts now 2-2. Great look at the TrackMan on your screen. Spin rate, horizontal break, anything you want, you could find it. Even count. Here comes McGuire. Swing and a miss. Foul tip back into the glove of Upton. That's a strikeout. for McGuire, his first of the game. Now 2 outs for the Berries with Tyler Dunning over on second base. Brings us to Matthew Major. Nice game for him last night. Single RBI. Great defensive play. Also walked. Leads the Berries in games this summer. This is number 19. Trying to get as many at-bats as possible. Currently in the transfer portal after playing a year at Tulane. Looking for a new home, and anybody would be lucky to have him. 1-0 count for Major, the Troy, Ohio native. Batting .266 in the summer. Here's McGuire. Finds the zone. That looks like a low slider to me. We're going to call that one a cutter. Thanks to Luke Larson, our data analytics intern. He knows the terminology. Counts 1-1. And that one misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. McGuire, mentioned playing for Spokane College. 16 games, 1 start for them in the spring. 2-3 record. A little over 41 innings pitched. 1.74 ERA and 2 saves. He will miss again. 3-1 count for Major. We're going to keep the inning going. 1-0 lead for Marion here in the first. Game number 2. Latino Heritage Night. Noche de Béisbol y Cultura. The 3-1. Hard ground ball just out of play. 108 off the bat. Wow. Got way around on that one. Gives us a full count with 2 outs and a runner on second to the left fielder, Major. McGuire. Fastball misses outside. Base on balls for Matthew Major. Extends this inning. 2 runners on now for Marion. Mr. Turtleneck is going to be back. Hudson Florin, that's how you could point him out. Starting at first base, he's got the turtleneck on every single game. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. We've had it above 90. He's wearing it. Today it's a little more tempered, I would say. Near the high 70s. Comfortable is how I would call this temperature. As McGuire drops a curveball into the zone for strike 1. Flora was 0 for 2 last night. Starting at catcher. He had 2 walks and a sacrifice bunt with 2 strikeouts. Grounder to third. Furuhata is to back up and get it. It's a race to his own bag. And Furuhata beats Dunning to third base to step on it for the force out and end the inning. But it is the Berries scoring a run off 1 hit thanks to a Tyler Dunning RBI double to left field, which we can take another look at. 87 off the bat. Saw the pitch that he liked. Took it to left field. Scored a run, and that's what we're going to have going to the top of the second. 1-0 lead for Marion. This is Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app. Taking a break and coming right back.
Madison doing the trike race. They're going to go down around Berry and back. The first one back wins. Go on the sound of the music. And they're off. Green is off to the quick lead. Green looks like they got it in hand, but Red is playing. Berry is dancing. Red realizes what the rules are and actually goes around first. Oh, and here they go, but Green's coming on quick. Red looks like they're gonna win. Give it up for Red, your winner. Green comes second, and blue is our third place tonight. Thank you, Capital Auto Group, for sponsoring the Trikeway race.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's broadcast is brought to you by AOE Chiropractic, a fully mobile practice. We'll come to you in Salem, Portland, and throughout the Willamette Valley. Visit AOEchiropractic.com for a free 15-minute video or phone consultation. If you're tuning in, you just got to see the trike race in between innings. Always electric, always fun. It was Red getting another win. And I haven't been making the tally, but I feel like the Red trike has been winning maybe 90% of the time here this summer. Don't quote me on that, but that's how it feels. We're back for inning number 2. Pippins back up in the box. Jackson Blank will start us off. with a breaking ball in the dirt kept in front by Nolan Rowe, the catcher. First appearance of Parker Burt at the plate for the Pippins. He's been mashing for them in the summer, was dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue as the check swing is called a strike. This is his 15th game of the summer, batting .467 with 21 hits, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Also 4 doubles and 8 walks. Chopper is hit foul toward his own dugout. Pippins wearing the baby blue tops and hats, Berries in the purple. Unique color scheme, kind of a lighter green that they wore yesterday, and baby blue. I'm a fan, reminds me of Tulane. Another ground ball, almost the same exact play. Chopper is foul. Parker Burt going into his redshirt junior year at Regis University out in Colorado. He's the DH tonight, wearing number 25 from Mansfield, Texas. Another chopper, this one to third, and that's under the glove of Nelson, but Tyler Dunning there to back him up. That's what friends are for. Underneath the glove of Nelson at third base, but Tyler Dunning from the deep shortstop, way deep in the 6 hole, makes the throw over to first, and they get the out. That's officially a 6-3 ground out. And here comes Jay O'Neill, 6'3", 190. Washington native, grew up in the Evergreen State from Federal Way. Showed bunt, and he brought it back. We have to look at that fantastic Tyler Dunning ground out. Would have been a tough hop to get for Nelson, but Dunning right there, and that's what you get from him. Rock solid shortstop play, as always. Hefty swing and a miss by O'Neill. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Jay O'Neill, after 2 years at Yakima Valley Community College, transferred to Georgia Gwinnett, where he played in the spring 57 games. Behind a heater from Blank, clocking in at 91 miles per hour. That one's fouled back. And I have to confess, I had never heard of Georgia Gwinnett before reading up on Jay O'Neill, but it is a school out in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Public college, and it's a member of the University System of Georgia. Opened back in 2006, so it hasn't been around for as long as you may have thought. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Jackson Blank gets him chasing the breaking ball. Drops out of the zone. Strike number 3. 2 outs here in the second. No runs on the board for the Pippins. Sixth batter in the order for Yakima, Luis Garcia. Saw him drive in a run last night, had a double and a single, 2 for 5 total. First time facing off against Blank, and that's a nice slider, outer half of the zone, but it finds its way. That last pitch, dirty. Swing and a miss by O'Neill. Here's a chopper to third, and Sawyer Nelson's going to get his glove on that one. Crow hop, throw to first. Nice stretch by Hudson Flora. 6'3" length. Makes the grab, and 3 up, 3 down again. That's 6 up, 3 down. 6 up, 6 down. There's the math. Through 2 innings for the Pippins offense. Down 1-0. Berries going to have another chance at the plate in the bottom of the second. After this break, Berries baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app.
My favorite snack / meal would be probably Jersey Mike's, number 13, Mike's Way. That's the go-to, yeah.
What high school did you play baseball at?
My name is David Roberts, and I went to Liberty High School in Brentwood, California.
Who is your favorite pitcher in the MLB?
My favorite pitcher is Paul Skeens.
How fast do you throw?
The fastest I've thrown is 92.
What's your favorite MLB team?
My favorite MLB team is the San Diego Padres. Go Friars, baby.
We are back, everybody, for the bottom of the second inning here at Chemeketa Baseball Field. Luke McGuire will start the inning off with a curveball a little north of the strike zone. First at bat for Taryn Carlson, the designated hitter tonight, batting 7th, playing his 11th game of the summer. 3 of those games have come against the Pippins as he swings and misses through another breaking ball. Carlson, 5'11", 205 from Kennewick, Washington, out in the Tri-Cities. Not too far from Yakima. Carlson going into his freshman season of college baseball at Washington State. There's a ground ball that's going to sneak through down the third baseline, rolling all the way to the corner in left field. Carlson rounding first and heading all the way to second base. A lead-off double for the Kamaikan High School grad. Gives the Berries some more life here in the second. Grounder down the line from Carlson. Got through. It was a good effort by Furuhata, but he couldn't stop it. Rolled all the way to the bullpen of the Pippins, which has nobody out there right now early in this game. Brings us to Nolan Rowe. Will drop a bunt, and it rolls foul. No, it's going to go back fair. Oh, my goodness. How often do you see that? Somebody had a magnet out there in the infield. Nolan Rowe stopped running about halfway down. He probably would have been safe if he didn't even watch it. Did the job no matter what. A sacrifice bunt that we have to look at again. To the third base side, it went foul, I swear. And then it wiggled back into fair territory. Sacrifice bunt moves Carlson over to third base. And it is our first opportunity to see Colin Linteo, the St. Mary's Gale, in the box for the Berries here at home this summer. Linteo, 3 games on the season, 2 hits, an RBI, and a triple. Fouls back a breaking ball to fall down 0-2 in the count. 1 out, runner on third after the leadoff double by Carlson. Colin Linteo from Danville, California. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Here's a closer look at that bunt. He was on the white, went foul, and came back fair. Maybe there's a little bit of a slope on this field. Heading toward the south. Brought the bunt back into fair territory. The 1-2, it's a grounder to the 6 hole. They're going to go home with it. Sliding in safe is Taryn Carlson. He got in under the tag. Great base running by him. Savvy play to get down early. Got on his chest and touches home plate before Upton can make the tag. RBI for Linteo, and that's going to go in as an infield single. It was Furuhata who gloved it first. They were cutting the run. Carlson, great job. 2-0 lead for Marion. Linteo drives in his second run of the summer. He's over on first base with 1 out. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Sawyer Nelson, who walked. I should have made you guys guess. Probably would have been 99% of you saying probably a base on balls for Sawyer Nelson. It's a 1-1 count for him. Batting .294 on the summer in 14 games. Has 10 hits, a triple, 4 doubles, 7 RBIs. And there goes Linteo to second, sliding in, pops up safe. Colin Linteo from the Bay went to San Ramon Valley High School. Has played 2 years at St. Mary's. Appeared in 21 games for the Gales over those 2 seasons. Was a part of the West Coast Conference champions in 2026. 2-1 count for Nelson. He's going to offer at one. Hammered toward the Berries bullpen. Got way around on the inside breaking ball. There's a young fan going back behind Verespi Field. Would have been a home run there for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes McGuire. Inside pitch. Nelson never even thought about it. Count remains 2 strikes, but we've got 3 balls. Full count against Nelson. He usually wins in these situations. We'll see what McGuire can do with 1 out and a runner on second base. The 3-2 offering. Below the zone. Sawyer knew it. Start the tally. Walk number 2. And he's the all-time Berries single-season leader in walks in a season through 14 games. It's almost laughable at this point. He was having a chat with a Mariners scout before the game during BP. I bet they were saying, why don't you swing the bat a little bit more? He goes, well, it's working out for me. I'm getting on base every single time. That's the name of the game. Just go ask Billy Bean of the Oakland A's. First pitch is a ball to Noah Scher. His first plate appearance ended in a sacrifice bunt. He's got 2 runners on and 1 out. Long look back to second for McGuire. Lay kick and he goes. Curveball's inside at the knees of Scher. Noah Scher graduating from South Salem High School in 2025. 2-time second-team All-State outfielder at the 6A level. Multi-time first-team All-League. Graduated as the South Salem program leader in hits with 125, singles, 80 of them across 4 years, 124 runs, and hit by pitches with 26. And he graduated tied with his former high school teammate, now Berries teammate, Gavin Price, for games played with 111. And we know now that Sawyer Nelson, the man on first base, has broken the hits, runs, home runs, and RBI record, as well as stolen bases at South Salem. So a bunch of Saxons making an imprint on that program as McGuire comes in with the strike. First of the at-bat. Coming out of high school, Scher was the 5th-ranked outfielder and 29th overall prospect in the state of Oregon, according to Baseball Northwest. Took his talents to Lynn Benton Community College. The 2-1. Swung on and popped up into the air. That's well out of play. Out to the right side, bouncing off a picnic table in front of Verespi Field, named after the Berries 2025 All-Star starting pitcher, Stephen Verespi. There's a fantastic look at it. I had the opportunity to take some swings in there before the game. Swinging bunt. It just seems everything for me ends up being a bunt no matter what. Two from McGuire. Fouled off the ankle of Scher. This is his 16th game. Came in batting .268 with 11 hits. 1 home run that came way back in the season opener against Port Angeles. First Bear to hit a long bomb this summer. McGuire with the 2-2. Outside. Luke McGuire from Shawela, Washington. Went to Jenkins High School. He was the league MVP, all-state selection, and the Washington strikeouts and wins leader all his senior year in 2025. It's a full count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. I think it hit him in the same leg. He's going to walk that one out. The Lynn Benton Roadrunner, who as a freshman batted .279 with 41 hits. Finished with 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 27 runs batted in. 2026 NWAC Gold Glove center fielder. At the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second, Berries have already snagged a run. Trying to add to it. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again over toward the Pippins dugout. Coaching staff for Yakima, head coach Chris Crustangel in his 5th year for the Pippins. On his staff, we have Gunnar Ueda Pancheri and Ethan Salscheider. McGuire to the plate, swung on and missed. Dropped third, but it didn't matter. First base was occupied, so 2 outs now after the swinging strikeout by Scher. Curveball down in the dirt. Got Scher to chase. And back in the right-hand batter's box, Tyler Dunning, the UCLA Bruin, spits on a first-pitch fastball in the zone for strike 1. Dunning from Rancho Santa Margarita, California, and you won't be surprised to find out that Rancho Santa Margarita is the longest city name in the Golden State. 20 characters and 22 if you count the spaces. Curveball misses outside. Dunning had the opportunity to sit behind a Gold Spikes Award finalist, Rock Chalowski, at UCLA this year, the #1 team in the nation heading into the NCAA tournament. They were upset in their regional by Cal Poly. 1-1 swung on and missed by Dunning. Moves the count to 1-2. He drove in the first run of the game, double off the wall in left field. Smooth swing by the 6'2 right-hander. 1 hop off the J.K. Shaw Floors sign. 1-2 pitch from McGuire. Below the zone. Evens the count. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on this Saturday evening. 7:18 p.m. on June 20th. I think if you had to pick perfect weather for a baseball game, this has got to be close. Blue skies as well. About the same color as the Pippins jerseys. 2-2 pitch. That one's hit to right. It's got some lift. But backpedaling to make the catch is Trey Godoy to end the inning. Berries get another run off 1 hit. They've got 2 in both columns. They hold the 2-0 lead over the Pippins. We'll go to the top of the 3rd after this break. Marion Berries baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app. Coming back after this.
Yeah, where you throw the tortillas at the can. You get 1 point if it hits the can, 2 points if it gets tapped in by your helper, or 3 points if it goes in cleanly. We got Jacoby and Eli and Hank and Seamus. Hank, Seamus, you got your first throw. Throw. That's 2 points. All right, Eli, Jacoby, you throw. Oh, no points. Hank, Seamus, 1 more time. 2 more points. 4. All right, here we go. Go, Jacoby and Eli. Oh, lots of help, but not quite there. Last throw for first base. Now let's go, Hank Seamus. Going for a perfect 3. Oh. And last one over here. Score is 4-0. It looks like Hank and Seamus won today. Give it up for Don Pancho's Tortilla Jam.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We always show the South Division standings here on the broadcast, but there's a whole nother division to our north, and here's a great look at the North Division standings. Wenatchee, Bellingham up at the top, Nanaimo in 3rd, Kelowna, Victoria, Kamloops in the middle, and Edmonton and Port Angeles down at the bottom. The lefties, you remember them coming to Chemeketa to start the season. They're 4-15. Berries won that series 2-1. We'll see Bellingham come down to Chemeketa before the season is over. And the Berries will be heading up to Edmonton in Alberta for a overnight 3-game series against the Riverhawks. 2 pitches into the 3rd inning, 2 balls low and in the dirt. That was 89 out of the hand of Jackson Blank, the starting pitcher. But another guy getting his first start of the series, Trey Godoy, another UCLA Bruin going into his sophomore year. Check swing. Did he go? And Perry Schofield, our home plate umpire, says yes, he did. Godoy, just under 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, from Escondido, California. Graduate of Cathedral Catholic High School. Played 30 games for the Bruins, starting 19 of them in the outfield. Mentioned they were one of the best teams in the country. He finds himself in a 3-1 count. Batted .273 with 18 hits, 4 doubles, 7 runs batted in. Here comes Blank with the 3-1, offered at. Lined foul off the screen, full count. And Jackson Blank, our starting pitcher, 0-2 on the summer in his 4th start. He's now crossed 13 innings pitched, 16 Ks, just 5 walks coming into today. He's already got 2 strikeouts tonight. From Magnolia, Texas. The 3-2, swung on and missed. Steve right, number 3. Jackson Blank's got it going early in this game. We've got our first put out of the 3rd. It's now 1 strikeout in each inning for Blank. Another dirty breaking ball. He's gone back to it for the payoff pitches. Wins the battle against Godoy. 2 D1 guys facing off. He'll start us off with another curveball. This one to Jackson Upton, fouled off toward the Berries side. Upton, the 6'4" catcher, weighing in at 230 pounds. From Vancouver, just across the border. The Oregon-Washington border, not Canada. Another breaking ball. This one just a tad inside, evens the count. Upton subbed in last night. Got 2 plate appearances, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. And he offers at some high heat, fouls it back against the backstop, 90 miles per hour. From Blank, counts 1-2. Upton's 3rd game of the summer. Looking for his first hit. I mentioned he has that walk, 2 strikeouts. Playing for St. Martin's. Check swing. Did he go? Point at him. They say yes, he did. 2 consecutive swing and misses for Mr. Jackson Blank. And we've got 2 outs already in the 3rd inning. A couple foul balls by Upton. And the check swing was a bouncer behind the plate. Dropped 3rd, tagged out by Nolan Rowe, the catcher, who kept it in front. 2 outs, nobody on now for the 9th batter. Cole Hubka. Liner into the gap. It's going to get down. 1 hop the fence. Hubka, I think he's thinking 3. He's held up by his coach, Chris Crustangel. And there goes the no-hitter. Through 2 2/3 innings, Jackson had blanked the Pippins. But now we have a double for Cole Hubka. First at-bat of the series for the Wilsonville, Oregon native, playing his college ball at Linfield. 94 off his bat. Pulled it to his dominant side. Bounce off the travel for game sign. And he is now on second base with 2 outs. First pitch to Tyson Miller is a breaking ball below the zone. Miller showed bunt. This is a guy who's got the speed to lay down a drag bunt. Trying to get on base that way. Sophomore from Long Beach, California. The 1-0, also in the dirt. .2-0 count to Miller. Was 1 for 2 last night with a single and 3 walks. Hard line drive, that's through the gap in the 6 hole, and they're sending Hubka to the plate. But the Berries knew they weren't going to get him at home. They cut it. Sawyer Nelson goes to 2 with it, and they are going to tag out Miller. Got a little ahead of himself, trying to steal an extra bag. Couldn't get there, but he drives in a run. So the Pippins now putting a run on the board. They're down 2-1 after the double, and then RBI single from Tyson Miller. Nice play by the Berries defense. Tagged out by Dunning at short for out number 3. 2-1 is your score. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL Live app. Don't go anywhere, folks, as we will be right back. Latino Heritage Night here at the ballpark, presented by Don Froylan Creamery, a restaurant that offers delicious, authentic Mexican food, including customizable quesadillas and burritos, along with a wide variety of fresh, house-made cheeses, available for both sampling and purchase. Don Froylan sponsoring Game 2 tonight against the Yakima Valley Pippins, and leading off the bottom of the third for the Berries is Gavin Price for his second at-bat. Struck out swinging in the first inning. He finds himself in a 1-1 count. Gavin Price, a first-team All-State outfielder, is both a junior and senior at South Salem. Pops one way up into the air, high up in the blue sky, coming down to the first baseman, Velasquez, into his glove. And we've got one out here in the bottom of the third inning. So just as quickly as we saw the Louisiana Monroe Warhawk, he goes back to the dugout, and now Matthew Major follows him. Another guy who played college baseball in the state of Louisiana. Major spent the spring at Tulane for the Green Wave. Going to Baton Rouge by way of Troy, Ohio, and now finds himself in Salem, Oregon. He flies one deep into the air to the right side. I think that one's going to stick in play, but nobody's going to be able to get there. That's a long way to go for Nick Velasquez, the first baseman. He was the closest Pippin to it. And tosses a souvenir to a couple of lucky fans down there. Loses the cap early in the journey. One out, nobody on for Major, who walked in his first plate appearance, facing off against Luke McGuire for the second time. Major's 19th game of the summer, came in batting .266. Flies one out to center field. And that routine catch will be made by Luis Garcia. We've got two outs here in the third. Berries up 2-1. A win tonight would give them the series. Really important in the first half standings. Still some jostling to do. Berries tied for fifth with these Pippins, both of them 9-10. Both 3-7 in their last 10 games, but it's the Berries 3-2 in their last 5. So they've turned it around this week as Hudson Flora takes a first pitch strike in the zone. Second pitch from McGuire. Flora thought about it. The breaking ball finds the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Starting first baseman from Pleasanton, California, going into his freshman year at UC Santa Barbara. Pleasanton, California, out in the East Bay between Hayward and Livermore. About 79,000 people. Beautiful town. But a couple of famous names come from Pleasanton. John Madden lived there for the better part of 50 years. If you don't know who John Madden is, you should probably go watch some Monday night highlights. One of the greatest color commentators in any sport all time. And a Hall of Fame football coach. People forget about that too. Led the Raiders to their first ever Super Bowl win in 1976. The 3-2, fouled back by Hudson Flora. Not just Madden, but Brandon Crawford grew up in Pleasanton and also played high school ball at Foothill, which Hudson Flora graduated from not that long ago, maybe a couple of weeks. 3-2 pitch from McGuire. That one's flown out to center field, and going back to get it's Garcia. That's off the base of the fence. Hudson Flora has himself a double to keep the inning going in the bottom of the third. Two-bagger for Flora to center field. Extends this inning, and he hands his stuff off to the assistant coach, Kevin Moffitt, our first base coach. He's going to make the handoff to a Berry in the dugout. So there's Flora on second, runner in scoring position for Taryn Carlson. Speaking of doubles, that's what Carlson did in the second inning to lead off. High ground ball over to the left side, but here's Flora hard off the bat over the head of the center fielder, Garcia. maybe 10 feet away from being a solo shot. Carlson spits on a curveball that finds the zone, bottom half. Taryn Carlson, in that first series against the Pippins back early in June, was 3 for 12 with a homer, a double, and 3 RBIs. He came through at the plate. He has worked his way to a 1-2 count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Carlson with this 6th overall prospect in the state of Washington coming out of high school. First team all Mid-Columbia Conference. And he swings and misses. That's caught by Upton, the catcher, and that will end the inning. So even with the double, the Berries don't put another run on the board. The first inning, they haven't scored. Hudson Flora tried to get things going with the double to center field. We're going to stick to a 2-1 score. Berries up over the Pippins and head to the top of the 4th after the break. Berries baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app. Welcome back, everybody. Inning number 4 here at Chemeketa Baseball Field. I mentioned the Berries and Pippins deadlocked in the 5 spot in the South Division standings. Ridgefield in first, and they're looking good here in the first half of the summer. A win tonight would give them the series against the Walla Walla Sweets, who are right below them in the standings. Corvallis in 3rd, Pickles in 4th, Pippins, Berries, then Elks and Drifters all in a row. Still a few games left in the first half. 8 to be exact if you count tonight. Jackson Blank will start us off in the 4th inning with a breaking ball low and outside. That is Daichi Furuhata in the plate. Third baseman from Japan who struck out swinging back in the first inning. He fouls one off. Furuhata last night 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI. Had 2 pop-outs, a ground out, and a strikeout. This is his 18th game of the summer. All 3 guys to start the order for the Pippins, batting over .335. Furuhata is going to improve his batting average right there. Base knock into right field through the 4-hole. That is the third hit of the game for the Pippins. But Jackson Blank has looked really solid to start the game. Didn't give up a hit until the 9th batter he faced. He has struck out 4 already. Trying to add to that number. The Rice Owl operating from the right-hand side on the bump. There's a ball hit hard to center field. Scher strides back to get it. He makes the grab. And you can see in any outfielder, the first couple of steps, kind of frantic, but Scher knew he was going to have a beat on it. And he makes the grab out in center field for out number 1. Runner on first for Yakima Valley, and it's Parker Burt in the box, the catcher who's the DH tonight from Mansfield. Pass ball gets away from Rowe. That allows Furuhata to advance to second base. He's out there for Burt, who's driven in 13 runs in 15 games this summer for Yakima. He drove in 24 for Regis University in the spring, batting .364 with 32 hits. He is up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Parker Burt started his collegiate career at Murray State College in 2024, not to be confused with Murray State University. Pop up high into the air in shallow center, and it's Cher calling everybody off, making his second grab of the inning. We've got 2 outs now in the top of the 4th. Burt heads back to the dugout, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. And Noah Cher getting his money's worth out in center field. If you thought he was going to be boring out there, it's not. A lot of ground to cover in the outfield grass. And grass is a stretch. That's artificial turf. Two outs, runner on second for the Pippins, and there's a fastball pumped in by Blank, 91 miles per hour, and he's closing in on 4 innings pitched, 45 pitches thrown, 28 of them strikes, and those 4 Ks and no walks. Now on the summer, Blank, 20 strikeouts. He's well on his way to another one. 0-2 count against Jay O'Neill, who struck out swinging in the second inning. His lone at-bat thus far. He was 1 for 4 last night, with a single and an RBI off a sacrifice fly to left field. Drove in one of the Pippins' 5 runs. Here's Blank with the 0-2. High curveball stays above the zone. Try to get O'Neill to fish on the 0-2 pitch, but he holds back. Jay O'Neill, first team All-CAC selection in 2026, and he swings and misses for strike number 3. Jackson Blank gets him with the slider and the low inside corner. And another scoreless inning for the Pippins offense. That's 3 goose eggs out of 4 tries for Blank and the Berries defense. They're still up 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. I am Cole Weber, and this is Marion Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL Live app. Coming back after this break. Welcome back, Berries fans, Pippins fans, whoever is tuned in to the broadcast, we thank you. Game 2 on Saturday, Pippins and Berries. Berries trying to take the series with a win tonight on June 20th. Nearing the halfway point of the summer in the West Coast League, and leading off the inning for the Berries up 2-1 is the catcher, Nolan Rowe. A guy who actually played for the Pippins last summer, who will spit on a first pitch straight ball in the zone. 0-1 count. I was talking to Nolan in pregame while he was enjoying some Chinese food for dinner, sitting up in the stands right below us in the Minuteman press box. So again, spits on a fastball that misses outside, evens the count. And Rowe was telling me a little bit about his experience in Yakima last summer. He liked it. Closer to home, which is Poulsbo, Washington, and to his college, Washington University, University of Washington, whichever way you want to call it, for the Huskies. And he's glad to be in Salem this summer. He's had a great time thus far. He loves the coaching staff and the guys on the team, and he swings and misses through a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's McGuire going back to the cutter to even the count. Nolan Rowe 1 for 2 last night with an RBI single to left field and 2 walks. There's another line drive. That's going to get down in the gap in right center. He's rounding first base hard. Definitely thought about it. Stutter step, puts on the brakes and heads back to first, but a leadoff single for Mr. Nolan Rowe to start the inning for the Berries. Another look at it, 87 off the bat. Fastball from McGuire, opposite field. Barreled up by Nolan Rowe. That's his 3rd hit of the summer. Just his 4th game. Bunt laid down by Colin Linteo. Nice spot. They're going to get the out, but a sacrifice bunt moves over Nolan Rowe to second base. And that was Colin Linteo. Just saw one pitch quickly. Back into the dugout he goes. From San Ramon Valley High School, and we had a guy in our comment section, Ross Day. He's got a lot of great facts. San Ramon Valley produced an MLB player, Randy Wynn, and an NBA champion, Mark Madsen, as well as an NFL wide receiver, Mark Caldwell. And most importantly, and this is the connection, Ross Day's daughter, Audrey, who works here for the Berries. And funny enough, she actually came up to me last night, and she said, if you ever see a guy named Ross Day in your comment section, just disregard that. That's a crazy old man, my father. I don't think he's crazy. He's got some fantastic facts, and he's a guy from San Ramon Valley High School. Same alma mater as Colin Linteo. We'll move Rowe over to second base. We've got 1 out for Sawyer Nelson, the leadoff. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. There's got to be some kind of black magic going on because he's up 3-0 in the count again. 75% of the way to another walk, which would be his 3rd of the game, 34th of the summer. He will take a pitch right down the middle. I can't even remember if he's swung. Does have a swing on the night. That makes it 4 for the series in 2 games. 3-1 pitch. That one almost hit him. Got out of the way. Base on balls number 3. Flips the bat. He's so mad. So angry. Nobody wants to go up there and walk every single time. You go up there to swing the bat, and he just hasn't gotten the opportunity. This has to become a thing. 34 walks in 14 games. I keep saying it, but that's so wild. One of the Berries boys below us. Great assertion. Sawyer Nelson does like walks more than your dog. 0 for 0. It's like he hasn't even played, but he's been on the base 3 times. He's already scored a run. 2 runners on, 1 out for Noah Scher, the righty, in the box. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Spits on a curveball. Right height. Misses a little bit outside. Scher's batting .268 on the summer. Trying to come through for his 5th RBI. Pickoff move to second. Just a little reminder for Nolan Rowe. Had a big lead out there on the bag. Playing against some former teammates in the baby blue. Long look back by McGuire. 2 looks. Heads to the plate with the 1-1. That one misses the zone as well. Little high. 2 balls, 1 strike to Noah Scher. Starting in center field, relieving Danny Weidman, who had started the first game of this series. Lineup selected by head coach Tucker Brock, as well as assistants Kevin Moffitt, Lindsey McCarger, and Logan Hatley. And Scher evens the count with a foul ball. Luke McGuire is back for his 4th inning of action. 3 1/3 under his belt, 79 total pitches, 45 of them strikes, 3 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's given up those 2 runs and 4 hits. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball doesn't break enough. Stays at the eyes of Cher. Trying to keep the walk train going. 4 walks for the starting pitcher, McGuire. 3 of them, the guy on first base. And here comes the full count offering. Grounder hard to the third base side, but it is foul over at the feet of Coach Tucker Brock. Guy who's a very good baseball player in his own right. Grew up in Woodburn, attended North Marion High School, where he coaches at now, up in Aurora, about 25-30 minutes away. Played college baseball at Lower Columbia before transferring to Western Oregon, and we see another walk to load the bases. Noah Scher gets a free 90, moves Nelson to second and Rowe to third. And here we come to Tyler Dunning, but I've got to show Sawyer Nelson just what we've seen in this series thus far. He was my pick for player to watch, and we're watching him walk again for the second game in a row. 8 walks in 2 games, and when he gets on base, does his job, advances, and he scores. Slated to go to Loyola Marymount down in California in the fall, but he's been getting some MLB looks. Be great to see him get drafted here coming up. Counts 0-1 to Dunning with 1 out and the bases juiced. Swung on and missed. He falls down 0-2 in the count. But back to Coach Brock. Had an illustrious career at North Marion, his alma mater, earning all-state honors in all 4 seasons. Was the 3A Player of the Year. And he finished 3rd all-time on the Oregon home run list. Now sits tied for 8th. He was passed by Sawyer Nelson in the spring. Here's Dunning, hit it to the gap in left center. Miller sprints over to get it, but tagging up from 3rd is Nolan Rowe, and he will score. Tyler Dunning, 2nd RBI of the game, brings across the 3rd run for Marion. They go up 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Dunning gets some high fives, as does Nolan Rowe. They've contributed to the 2-run lead for Marion here in the 4th inning. 2 outs, 2 runners on for Gavin Price in the cleanup spot. And he spits on a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside. Coach Brock was a 2-time All-NWAC selection at Lower Columbia before transferring to Western Oregon, where he was the Great Northwest Athletic Conference Newcomer of the Year in his junior season, and then GNAC Player of the Year as a senior. Helped lead Western Oregon to back-to-back conference titles in the GNAC. Dude could swing it. 1-0, swung on and missed. They're going to go to second with it, and Cher is dead to rights. Kind of looked like he got the memo a little bit late on the double steal. Nelson was in there safe to 3rd, but Cher a little behind. And that's out number 3. Nice throw by Upton, the catcher, out to second base. Ends the inning, but the Berries get another run. Got 3 on 4 hits. They're up 3-1 in this game. We'll head to the top of the 5th after the break. Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app.
One wiffle ball, and once they hit the wiffle ball, they're going to run down around Dingle and Berry and back. And the first one back wins. Are you guys ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here's the swinging. Oh, we got contact. You can run. That's contact. You can run. Let's go. And they're going to go down and around both mascots. Oh, you got go. All right, they both win. It's a tie. It's World Cup season, 0-0. It's a tie. All right, give it up for the Dizzy Rat race.
Welcome back, everybody. Join us for the 2026 season of Marion Berries Baseball with a free reserve ticket using code BerriesLive at MarionBerriesBaseball.com. And it's right there on your screen. Scan the QR code. You can get a ticket free in the reserve section down either side. You can come out and watch a Berries baseball game. Still a good amount of opportunities left this summer, but you're running out of time. Still got July and a little bit into August. But don't wait. Come on out, enjoy a game at Chemeketa. It's new and improved, and it's a great environment. Top of the 5th inning, Berries up 3-1. And we're 2 pitches in. It's a 2-0 count to Luis Garcia, the center fielder, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base back in the 2nd inning. Garcia, the sophomore from Western Oklahoma State. Well traversed as he flies one out to right. That's going to get down in fair territory down the line. Kind of stumbled going around first, but it didn't matter. He's sliding in safe to second. Leadoff double for the Pippins. Off the end of his bat, didn't matter. The righty going opposite field for the extra base hit. And there you go, the Pippins offense. It's been powerful to start this summer. Garcia now in the series, 2 doubles. He's 3 for 7 on second base for Trey Godoy, who will leave the first pitch breaking ball in the dirt. Godoy struck out swinging to lead off the 3rd inning. We were talking about his spring with UCLA. The Bruins played 30 games, started 19 of them out in the outfield. Had 18 hits, 273 batting average, 7 RBIs for the Bruins, whose season came to an end in the Los Angeles Regional. Got beat by St. Mary's. Walk-off single by Makoa Sniffen, a former Bend Elk. And the winning run of the game, name you might recognize, Cody Kashimoto, former Berry, inaugural Berry in the summer of 2025. He came around from second and scored to win that game for St. Mary's. After 4 straight pitches, we see a walk, Trey Godoy. So 2 runners on to start the 5th inning, looking a little better than it did to start for the Pippins. Went 8 batters without a hit, but they have scored a run. And we're going to see a timeout called by Coach Crustangel. Got some movement in the Berries bullpen. There's Kyson Barney out there throwing the football. And after the game yesterday, you might remember, football ended up in right field. Colton Amai Nakagawa was long snapping and throwing it with Kyson Barney. And I asked Colton, how did that ball end up out there? He said, you know what? Kyson dropped it. And usually as a quarterback, you take all the blame. You don't put it on the receivers. Colton says, no, that was his fault. Kyson trying his punting skills as well in the bullpen. No outs, 2 runners on. Just got the official word about attendance tonight. Latino Heritage Night. We've got 1,384 fans at the ballpark. If you use that Berries live code, you could have been the 1,385th. And have to save it for another night. 1-0 count to Jackson Upton, the catcher. Lays down the bunt. That's a pretty good one. Blank, the bare hand over to first. It's a high throw, but the second baseman gets his foot on it. That's Linteo, who secures it for the first out. Nice bunt by Upton to move both runners over. It's our 3rd sack bunt of the game. Playing some small ball here tonight on Saturday, closing in on 8 p.m., just 4 minutes away. 2 runners in scoring position for Cole Hubka. 1 for 1 with a double. That was the first Pippins hit of the game. He swings and misses over the top of a slider from Blank. Cole Hubka in his 3rd stop on his collegiate journey, playing at Linfield now up in McMinnville. He's from Wilsonville, so not far away. He's going to ground one to second. There's Linteo with a backhand throw to first. That's transferred successfully for out number 2, but coming home to score is Luis Garcia. RBI ground out by Hubka. It's a 3-2 ball game. believe Cole Hubka's only seen 3 pitches tonight. Had that double to left field and now an RBI. Started his career at Utah before transferring to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, finally going to Linfield. And he is spending the summer in Yakima. 2 outs, runner on third. Back to the top of the order for Tyson Miller. He drove in a run in the last inning. Pulls back on a bunt. 1-0 count. Jackson Blank still out there for the Berries. Most of the starters so far this season have been capped at right around 60 pitches. I feel like Jackson's getting pretty close to that. 1-0, check swing. Near the zone. Our bases umpire, Derek Dunbar, says no, he did not. And it was a little bit high. So 2-0 count. Miller, the graduate of Richard Garr High School, going back for his sophomore year at California State University, Bakersfield, down in the southern part of the Central Valley. Count is 2-1 to Miller. And here comes Blank. Going back to that slider. It's worked out for him so far today, but that one unsuccessful. 3 balls, 1 strike. Tyson Miller played 21 games for CSUB in the spring. Batted .346 with 9 hits. Also stole 4 bases, and he has walked. That's his 4th walk of the series, 20th of the summer. That's top 3 in the WCL. Keeps the inning alive. Runners on the corners for Yakima. We're going to have our first chat on the mound by pitching coach Lindsey McCarger, former Western Oregon pitcher. He also coached with head coach Tucker Brock at North Marion High School and coached a little bit of softball at Jervis, a little bit north of here. There's a guy wearing number 45 in the bullpen, and that has changed. It was Brendan Boyer. He is out. Played his last game for the Berries this summer. Now wearing number 45 is a Willamette kid, Roman Mahler. Showed up to the Berries facility yesterday for his first day. He is warming up from the left-hand side. Got some submarine action. Getting low in the arm slot. Going to be a lot different than what we're seeing from Jackson Blank. And back walking to the dugout is Coach McCarger. Daichi Furuhata is in the box. Junior at Northwest Nazarene. He's got 2 runners on. The first pitch to him is way up above the zone. That's a 90-mile-per-hour fastball at the forehead of Furuhata, who batted .363 in the spring, was NWAC first team for SWAC. There goes a stolen base. Not even going to challenge it. Nolan Rowe, the pump fake. Tried for the trickeration, but standing over on third was our guy Trey Godoy. Didn't even move. 2 runners now in scoring position with the 2-0 count. Here's Blank with the pitch in the dirt. So he's down 3-0 against Furuhata. Walk would load the bases. Berries just up 1. Haven't seen a team score multiple runs yet in this game in an inning. That could change here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 3-0. Blank. High fastball stays up. Walk on 4 pitches. That loads the bases. 2 walks in a row. That's the 3rd of the inning for Blank. Roman Mahler still getting warmed up out in the pen. Here's Nick Velasquez. On the left-hand side, he's flown out to both right and center field in this game. 0 for 2. Takes a first pitch slider that just misses. Up near the high inside corner, underneath the hands of Velasquez. The Redlands, California native, batting .344 on the summer with 3 home runs. Getting away from Blank. That's at least 7 balls in a row. thing you got to remember. He's just one ground ball away from getting out of this inning, one fly ball. We've got 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the 5th. Berry's trying to hold on to the lead. That pitch finds its way. 90-mile-per-hour heater in the lower part of the zone. Here's the 2-1. Same pitch, but this one was offered at by Velasquez. Foul tip back into the glove. Gives us a even 2-2 count. Yakima trying not to let this golden opportunity slip from their grasp. Base is loaded. Payoff pitch coming from Blank. The pitch swung on and missed. Steve right, number 3. And Blank put his back against the wall, but he fought. I think that's going to do it for his outing. 5 innings, leaves with the lead. It's a 3-2 ball game in favor of your Marion Berries. We're going to take a break here on the broadcast. Cole Weber, Marion Berries Baseball, live on YouTube and the WCL Live app. Coming back after this.
The final touches together ahead of opening night, but as you can see, all brand new synthetic turf, and the real coup de grace, I would say, is all of our brand new seats that we've installed. So we'll have some hospitality decks in the corners as well by the bullpens, and of course our fun zone and our new inflatable wiffle ball field making its debut tomorrow night as well. We also purchased a new smoker for our new barbecue concession stand, so we'll have tri-tip sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, barbecue pulled pork as well, and expanding off of our award-winning Marion Berry barbecue sauce. We're going to be having our first fireworks night on the 3rd of July here at the ballpark, and then on July 17th, we're also going to be doing a drone show for all the fans. Check out our promo schedule. Every single night there's something different going on, something different and unique for families.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, here in Salem at Chemeketa Baseball Field. It's a 3-2 lead through 4.5 for the Berries. Jackson Blank finishing off his day. 5 innings, 2 earned runs given up, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. The Marion Berries, though, those 6 through 8 hitters, 3 for 5 with 2 extra base hits and 2 runs scored. Neither team has been fantastic with runners in scoring position, and that's why I've said only 1 run scored in each of these scoring innings for both of these sides. Just a dash on the mound. And that's a new pitcher for the Pippins, relieving the starter Luke McGuire. That is Gus Musial. No relation to Stan, that we know of. I went out between the innings and asked Harmon Johnson, the Pippins broadcaster. He didn't think there was. Would be crazy going back. Stan the man. But this is Gus the Bus from the right-hand side. He's going to go with a fastball to start against Gavin Price for a strike. Musial from Bozeman, Montana, and that's a beautiful city. I had the opportunity to drive through there and have dinner driving back from Rockford, Illinois, all the way to the Beaver State. Bozeman sits in a valley looking up at the mountains. That's a pretty city. Musial went to Gallatin High School. Gallatin. Second appearance on the summer for Musial. An inning and a third under his belt. 4 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. And there's Price, just barely catching a piece with the 86-mile-per-hour fastball to even the count 2-2. Price was up to bat when Noche was picked off trying to steal second base last inning. He's going to fly one back behind us again to keep the at-bat alive. There's a Washington Nationals cap a long way from home, and there was an interesting couple of stats that I heard. The Phillies took on the Nationals today. You see a hard line drive pulled to the left side by Price. It was actually Phillies and Mets, same division, NL East. But Bryce Harper, a former National, had a hit for the cycle in 5 innings in the 15-4 win. And Kyle Schwarber was 4 for 5 with 3 home runs as Gavin Price swings and misses. Slams his bat as well, not happy about it. Little slider from Musial. Gets him swinging to start the inning. 1 out for Matthew Major, the left fielder. Usually wears number 7. Today he's wearing number 1. There's another look at that Washington Nationals cap. That is over toward the first base side. Check swing off the handle. Strike number 1 to Major. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field and a walk. Was the player of the year and 2-time first-team All-Conference at Troy Christian High School as a freshman and sophomore in high school. And he swings and misses, and the catcher Upton falls to the turf. Not sure where it hit him. Well, I have an idea. Somewhere in the no-no square. I think he's going to be okay. You just got to give him a second. Counts 0-2. It's 2 consecutive foul balls. First one, check swing, up in the zone. Unlucky for Major. That's the first strike. And then the second one, right after that. Breaking ball. Major actually barely got a piece of it. That bounce right back up to Jackson Upton. Hopefully he was wearing a cup. No balls, 2 strikes. He's going to live. Nobody on for Major in the right-hand batter's box. Here comes Musial. Swung on and missed. Steve Reich, number 3. How about 2 strikeouts to start the outing for Gus Musial, the Yakima Valley Yak. This is Musial's second summer for the Pippins. Pitched 2 games last year, 3.00 ERA. Struck out 1 batter in 3 innings. And he misses low with a fastball against Hudson Flora, who doubled to center field off the fence last time he was up. The East Bay Athletic League Player of the Year in the spring. Highly touted recruit out of the Bay Area in California. Also competed in the area code baseball games in 2025, making the all-tournament team for the Braves. Spits on an 85-mile-per-hour straight ball that finds the zone. Counts 2-1 to Flora. Will be going to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. That's where his brother was playing baseball, Jackson. I think he's going to be gone by the time Flora gets there. Jackson definitely going to be drafted in the top 5, most likely, in the MLB draft. Pitcher of the Year finalist. Had a great season for the Gauchos. Great career there as well. Hudson trying to follow in his footsteps. 3-1 count. There goes Musial, and that one catches the corner. Flora thought it was ball number 4. He's going to have to stay put for at least one other pitch. It's a 3-2 count. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning. There goes Musial. Outside, and now Flora can walk. Marion with a base runner in the 5th inning. They're up 3-2. They're up 1-0 in the series after winning last night 9-5. This is right around the point that they put 7 runs on the board in the 4th and 5th innings. 4 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Took control, went up 8-4, and they held on to it from there. Season series is 2-2 between these two squads as Carlson grounded that one off his handle directly down the first baseline into the glove of Nick Velasquez, the first baseman, who steps on his bag to end the inning. That does it. 5 in the books. We'll head to the top of the 6th after the break. Live on YouTube and the WCL Live app, both of those places. This is Marion Berries Baseball.
All right, we got 2 competitors in knocker ball. You're going to want to see the third base line. We have red versus blue. They're going to go, and I don't know the point of this game, but it's fun to watch. Ready, set, go. Oh, okay, back up. You got to do what? You got 3 chances. You got 3 chances. All right, here's the next one. And go. Oh, this is a close match. All right, this one, since no one's going to knock down, both of you have to jump right before you hit each other. Ready, set, go. Kids don't know about physics. There we go. Give it up for red. Keeping their feet.
I'ma leave it out on the floor tonight. And you got fixed up to the nines. Let me show you a few things.
And now pitch to the Berries, number.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Minuteman press box. I am the voice of Marion Berries Baseball, Cole Weber, with you in the top of the 6th inning. The Berries holding on to a 3-2 lead over the Yakima Valley Pippins, trying to get this thing done in game number 2. It's a great look inside the press box. Bunch of people doing hard work. Guy behind me is my producer, Ryan Goff. To my left, data analytics intern Luke Larson. To his left, Cooper Kripe, the official scorekeeper, and Charlie Satterley, member of the Willamette Bearcats baseball team. He's running the scoreboard for us. He's also making some transactions over there on his computer. I have no idea what he's doing, but he's got a lot going on. New pitcher on the bump for the Berries. And speaking of Willamette Bearcats, that is Roman Mahler. New pitcher for Marion, wearing number 45, the 6-footer, weighing in at 200 pounds, going into his senior season in college baseball. Roman Mahler, first appearance, and he's the first reliever out of the pen in this game. Mahler from Oakview, California, graduate of Nordhoff High School in 2023, holds the Nordhoff career record for strikeouts with over 162. Starts us off with the low arm slot, almost submarine. That one misses low against Parker Burt, the designated hitter who's 0 for 2. 1-0 pitch from Mahler. Love to see the funky arm slots. We got a lot of different arm angles last night from the Pippins. You remember Dan Bradley, the 6'7" reliever, came in. His release was kind of stunted, and then Shifu Hasegawa, their closer, kind of holds it right behind his ear for a count before throwing the pitch. We've got 3 balls now to Burt. Another straight ball misses low. Roman Mahler played for the Horseheads Hitmen in the New York Collegiate League back in the summer of 2024. Compiled a 2-3 record across 5 starts, pitched 14 games, 36 innings for the Hitmen. 31 Ks, 33 walks. It's a part of the NWC 2024 championship team with Willamette. And he will walk Parker Burt to start the 6th inning. A midseason addition for the Berries. Coach Tucker Brock trying to get the Berries through these middle innings. No outs, runner on for Jay O'Neill, the left-hand hitter playing second base. First pitch to him in the zone. Mahler finds his way. Former second-team All-Citrus Coast League selection as a junior back in 2022 for Nordhoff. He's pitched 3 years for the Bearcats, 1-3 record in 2 starts, mostly as a reliever. 17 Ks across those 3 years. He's up 0-2 in the count against O'Neill, who's over 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts on the day. Noche de Béisbol y Cultura, Latino Heritage Night here at the ballpark. There's a soft fly ball into center. Cher sprints over to get it, and he will make the catch. There's the first out retired by Roman Mahler in a Berries uniform. We've also seen a substitution over at first. That's Jake Dodge. He didn't start the game. It was Hudson Flora over there. But the Cowboy now manning first base, holding the runner on. Parker Bird after the leadoff walk. Mahler with the breaking ball, misses high and outside. To Luis Garcia. 1 for 2 with a double down the right field line in the last inning. Started things off. Pippins were able to pick up a run in the 5th. Cut the deficit to 1, and wow, Garcia gets out of the way of that one at his hips. Wild pitch allows Burt to advance to second. There's the tying run on second base for Yakima. They're trying to stop a 3-game skid. Dropped 3 in a row. 1 yesterday to Marion and 2 heartbreakers at home against the Bend Elks. 2-0 pitch from Mahler's popped up into the air. That one's toward the gap. Gavin Price makes the catch and chucks that one back to the infield. Nobody was there, but Sarah Nelson backing up the play. Holds Burt on second. Nice grab by Price. One of the 2 Saxons out in right and center field. It's going to jog back to his spot. You saw Varespi Field there in the background. It's getting used. There's a lot of people out there playing the great game of baseball. Just like we've got out here on the field. Maybe some future Berries playing wiffle ball. First pitch. Catches the low inside corner against Trey Godoy. Was walked in his last at-bat. Varespi Field, a welcome addition to the in-stadium experience this summer. After the summer of 2025, the inaugural season 2026 is new and improved. Berries made the playoffs last year as an expansion team. Trying to do that again this year, trying to make it 2 years in a row. Second ever expansion team to make the playoffs. These Yakima Valley Pippins back in 2014 were the first. And here comes the 1-1. Soft ground ball to first. Jake Dodge. I think he's gonna. Oh my goodness. Miscommunication. They're gonna call him out. Oh wow. I don't know about that one. Jake Dodge probably should have just kept that one himself. Couldn't get the ball out of his glove, trying to toss it to Mahler. But they call him out at first base. So out number 3 no matter what. Smiles from the Berries infielders. The score remains 3-2 heading into the bottom of the 6th. There's that chopper to first base. Dodge came in to get it. Mahler hustling over to first. Couldn't get it out of his glove. That's a close play. You know what? We're going to forget about it. We're going to head to the next inning. Berries up 1. Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL Live app.
My favorite snack / meal would be probably Jersey Mike's, number 13, Mike's Way. It's the go-to, yeah.
What high school did you play baseball at?
My name's David Roberts, and I went to Liberty High School in Brentwood, California.
Who is your favorite pitcher in the MLB?
My favorite pitcher is Paul Skeens.
How fast do you throw?
The fastest I've thrown is 92.
What's your favorite MLB team?
My favorite MLB team is the San Diego Padres. Go Friars, baby.
Gus Musial is going to stick around on the mound for the Pippins here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Guy who pitched 13 games for Yakima Valley Community College in the spring in his second year with the Yaks. Started one game. He was 0 for 2 with 2 saves. 21 innings pitched. 14 strikeouts to 12 walks. This is inning number 2 for him for the Pippins. And there's a foul ball back by Nolan Rowe, the leadoff, up against the netting. New and improved. Out of the ballpark goes all the way down to both bullpens, which are also new. Everything fresh. Has got that new stadium smell. Great place to be. The 0-1 pitch is right down Broadway to Rowe. Falls down 0-2. Rowe in his last at bat, single to right center field into the gap. But he's behind with 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Usual. Popped up into the air. It's out towards center. Garcia calling off his fellow outfielder and making the grab above his head. And we've got out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And if you frequented this broadcast and any broadcast across the WCL, you might be wondering why there are so many edible mascots across the WCL. We've got the Berries, the Pippins, the Pickles, just a bunch of them, more than you'd think. First pitch to Colin Lenteo is fouled back above our heads in the Minuteman press box. Everybody knows what a berry is, but what's a pippin? You might be wondering. Well, a pippin's an apple grown from a seed rather than being grafted, and grafting is the fusing of a cutting of an apple tree onto a separate root system. It's meant to keep the flavor. Pippins grow right from the seed. The word pippin originated from the word pip, which is another word for an apple seed. As Musial drops in a breaking ball into the zone, and he's up 0-2 on Lenteo, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the infield. There's a great look at a cutting and a pippin, in the front of that jersey, and there's a line drive down the line in right field. Lenteo holds up at first, and he's got his second hit of the game. 2 for 2 now with 2 singles. He's operating well from the right-hand batter's box. Here's that first single of the game. Grounder to third. That scored Tarrant Carlson from third base. Drove in second run of the game for the Berries and gave them a lead. They still hold on to it 3-2. 1 out, 1 runner on for Sawyer Nelson. Is Lenteo trying to steal second base? He's going to be there easily. Now he's out there for Nelson, the all-time RBIs leader in 6A history here in the state of Oregon. He's been at the plate 3 times tonight, 3 walks. The 0-1 also in the zone. So a new spot for Nelson. No balls, 2 strikes. This is his first time facing off against Gus Musial. The righty goes at him again, and wow. Don't see that a lot. Nelson didn't get the bat off his shoulder in the at-bat, and he's going to go back to the dugout. That one was right down the middle. Probably just tried to see if he could do anything besides walk, and it is possible. That one was called a strike. And I missed it watching Lenteo steal second, but that first pitch of the at-bat was way up and out. We're going to start this at-bat off with a strike to Noah Scher. 0 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt. 2 outs, runner on second. crazy stat that I just heard. Musial hasn't thrown a single ball this inning. He's faced 3 batters. He's on his 4th right now. And he's up 0-2 in this count against Cher, the center fielder. Musial is dialed, the right-hand pitcher. He's got 3 strikeouts. Wearing number 10 for Yakima in the Baby Blues. He's going to come with the payoff pitch. The 0-2. Check swing. Yeah, I think he did. No. Derek Dunbar says no, he did not. Cher lives to see another pitch. That's our first ball of the inning for Musial. 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second for Marion, up 1. Bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. That one misses as well. Deuces are wild now. There's that check swing, really close. And neither umpire saw it well enough. They call it a ball. Gives us an even count, 2-2. Pitch from Musial. That one also outside. So after being down 0-2 in the count, Cher has worked his way all the way back. Count is full. The Salem native here in the state capital of the Beaver State. Cher heading back to Lynn Benton Community College in the fall. The 3-2. That one's hammered right. Fly ball. And after a couple steps, directly behind him, the right fielder, Trey Godoy, makes the catch. And that will end the inning. Nice showing by Musial to get out of there, not giving up a run. That's 2 consecutive goose eggs on the board for the Berries. They're up 3-2, 6 innings in the books. We're going to take a break here on the broadcast. Berries Baseball, live on YouTube and the WCL Live app.
It is Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, I believe. Something like that. This is where these 2 contestants are going to shake all the ping pong balls out of the boxes that have strapped precariously onto their backsides. The first one who loses all the ping pong balls win. Lock in there, kid. Ready, set, go. Shake. Oh, this red is doing good. Oh, red wins and purple finishes just behind them. Good job. Way to go. Give me a high five. Yeah.
Thank you, Leroy. And please welcome on the mound. Number 13.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Noche de Baseball y Cultura. Game 2 of the series presented by Don Froylan Creamery. Latino Heritage Night. We had a bunch of performances before the first pitch today. A dancing group called Telanisa Folorico showed off their skills along with our national anthem singer. That is Hema Baragyan. And there's the group showing off Latino heritage. And there's Hema herself. Did it in both Spanish and English. The song in pregame and then the national anthem. She's got great pipes. Top of the 7th. New pitcher on the mound for the Berries. The right-hand arm, Dax Teixeira, misses outside with a little bit of a sweeper. Native to Beaverton, Oregon, Teixeira wearing number 13, 6'5", 205. Going into his sophomore year at Lynn Benton Community College. There's a hard line drive to left field, just foul, curved in the Berries' favor. That's Jackson Upton, still looking for his first hit of the summer. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Did lay down a nice sacrifice bunt back in the 5th inning. Helped the Pippins score a run. Jackson Upton playing his baseball at St. Martin's University up in Olympia at the D2 level in the GNAC conference. Offers at another breaking ball. This one goes to the opposite side. Foul again. Upton, graduate of Prairie High School in the Vancouver area. Played 12 games for St. Martin's in the spring. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 10 walks. 1-2 from Teixeira. Try to get him to chase. But Upton holds back, patient. And there's Dingle. Seen him walk around the ballpark wearing the Mexico jersey. I don't know if you could do that here. World Cup's going on. It's a lot of bad blood. Mexico getting a nice win against South Korea as Teixeira mows down Upton for out number 1 of the 7th inning. Mexico, the World Cup team, playing down in Guadalajara as we see Upton swinging and missing through an outside breaking ball. Beautiful pitch. They beat South Korea, I believe it was 1-0. Then Team USA gets their second win of the tournament yesterday, beating Australia 2-0 after a 4-1 win to lead it off against Paraguay. Counts 1-0. Fly ball to center field off the bat of Hubka, and backing up to get it is Noah Scher. No sweat on his forehead. That one's routine. 2 outs now. Dax Teixeira leading the Berries in appearances this summer. This is his 11th of 2026. He's now thrown exactly 15 innings. He's got a 2-1 record, 3.77 ERA, with 12 strikeouts to 9 walks. He's given up 6 earned runs and 9 hits. First pitch to the leadoff Miller, way out in front of it. Miller's 1 for 2, RBI single to left field in the third. Tried to stretch it out to a double. He was thrown out at second base, and he walked in his last at-bat. Spits on a curveball that drops below the zone. Seeing some sweatshirts come out in the Pippins bullpen and the dugout. Checking in on the temperature as we speak. 64 degrees. A little bit of a breeze coming in at 8 miles per hour. Says it feels like 60 here in Salem. Feels great to me. Told you it was a great night to watch baseball at Chemeketa. As always, 2-1 pitch from Teixeira. Catches the outside part of the zone to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here in the 7th inning. There's the 8-mile-per-hour wind blowing the trees out in left field. And the 2-2 by Teixeira is fouled back. Miller doing the Bee Gees proud. Guy batting .340 on the summer with 18 hits, 19 walks. A couple of fans reacted to the foul ball right back at their faces. Teixeira, high chopping ground ball. Second baseman Lenteo. And that was a weird one. Jake Dodge came off the bag. He didn't know if he had to field it. It was Teixeira who had to cover first, and Miller beats him there. So an infield single after the high chopper gives the Pippins a base runner here in the 7th inning. Bounce basically off home plate. Way up into the air. Lenteo had to charge it, and Miller definitely beat him to the bag. 5th hit of the ball game for the Pippins. They've got 2 outs and a runner on first for Daichi Furuhata. As Teixeira pumps in a fastball, 82 miles per hour. Furuhata trying to keep his hot hitting going here in the summer. Looking for his 2nd hit of the ball game after a single to right field. And he's going to spit on the fastball up at his hands. Drove in a run yesterday. Wearing the green. Here's his double to left center. Rolled toward the fence. 3 doubles in a row as we see a wild pitch get by the catcher Rowe. And Miller will jog to second base. There's the tying run on second. 7th inning. We're running out of time. Berries haven't scored since the 4th. Pippins been scoreless for an inning. They scored a run back in the 5th. Here comes the 2-1. Furuhata chased after it. Barely caught a piece. Evens the count again. Furuhata, after 2 years at Southwestern Oregon Community College, will be taking his talents to Northwest Nazarene. And he's spending the summer in Yakima. 2-2 pitch from Teixeira. Another chopper right back to the pitcher, and he will underhand toss that to Jake Dodge at first, 6-5 to 6-5. They make the play for out number 3, and that will do it for the top half of inning number 7. We'll head to the bottom half after this break. Berries holding on to that 3-2 lead. This is Berries Baseball, live on the WCL app and on YouTube. Cole Weber taking a break, coming right back.
Tones of one Leroy Furwood.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever go back. Forest root for the Berries. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go, Berries!
Game recap in between innings in the 7th. It was the Berries who got the first run on the board. It was a leadoff double by Taryn Carlson. Down the left field line, rolled all the way toward the corner. Nolan Rowe, how about this bunt? Weirdest thing we've seen tonight. Bunt goes foul, and then it comes back in a fair territory down the third baseline. Still a sac bunt that moved Carlson over. And Linteo, ground ball to third, ended up being an infield single because Carlson scored from third base, scored a run. They were up 2-0, but then Yakima, after being hitless to the first 8 batters, Cole Hubka doubled to left field, gave them a runner. They had another one later in the game. Luis Garcia to the opposite side. 3-2 is your score. As we see a foul ball off the bat of Tyler Dunning to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Dunning 1 for 2, double left field, 2 RBIs. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th as well. There's Dingle behind home plate, trying to get into the head of Gus Musial, who's been nails since he came into the game. He has held the Berries scoreless. One and one count for Musial against Dunning. The UCLA Bruin leaves that one up and out. Tyler Dunning was the 17th ranked shortstop in the country coming out of high school last year, 54th overall prospect nationally. Won a CIF's Division I state championship back in 2023 with perennial power J. Sarah Catholic. That was as a sophomore. First team All-County in 2025, second team as a junior in 2024 when he batted .278. 3-1 is spit on, and that's a walk to lead off the inning. Berries could use some insurance runs here. Up 3-2. This gets lost in the summer ball shuffle, but the Berries are playing their 11th consecutive day. They've played 11 games in a row with no breaks. That one's starting way back on June 10th, a Wednesday, down in Corvallis. Dropped 5 games in a row to start this stretch. 2 to Corvallis, 3 to Ridgefield last weekend at home before beating the Knights earlier this week 13-3. They would lose the series to the Walla Walla Sweets 1-2, but that one game I feel like was worth 3 or 4. Came all the way back from down 9. They scored 12 runs in the top of the 9th to eventually win 23-19. Beat the Sweets. Now we are here. The 4th home series of the summer for the Berries. They're up 1-0 over the Pippins. Trying to win it tonight. A win would vault them over Yakima in the South Division standings. And it is Gavin Price. Following up after Dunning. Here's a ground ball to third. That comes down in foul territory. It was a hit and run. Dunning had a great beat to second. Price on the day, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a pop out. Playing his 14th game of the summer. He came in batting .289. Played all 3 games against Yakima earlier in June, the 5th through the 7th. He was 3 for 11 with 3 walks and 2 runs batted in. Usual in the stretch comes set. Pickoff move to first base. Haven't seen a lot of those tonight. And we went over what a Pippin was and why Yakima's named it. Yakima County. So we see a sacrifice bunt. Nice placement on the third base side for Wahada. Shooting off his range, coming in to get it, and makes the throw in time to first. Out number 1. But Price, another sacrifice bunt. I believe that's 5 for the game between these two teams. Dunning's on second with 1 out. Really nice placement. Furuhata had a beat on it, though. Price out at first. And that does it. Gus Musial. He will be pulled here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Heading back to the dugout. Trying to get a look on what number this is coming out from the Pippins bullpen. Musial solid outing. Hasn't given up a run yet. Does have Dunning on second base. Picked up where Luke McGuire left off. We got the fans singing along to Four Non-Blondes. What's up? 90s classic. And we're going to take a break as we let the new pitcher warm up. We're going to see a tour of the ballpark before we come back on the broadcast.
Cole Weber with you, the Marion Berries broadcaster. Getting mobile. We're out here at the front of the concourse. Right as you enter into the stadium, you come into this new and improved plaza, and everything about this place screams a fun time. We've got the Marion Berries merch container. Right as you walk in, you can get anything you want. Shirts, hats, accessories. This is the place. If you want to rep the Berries, you got to come here right as you walk in to your right. And as we keep going, the information desk, starting lineup, standings, Los Planditas, the food truck. They've always got great stuff. Tacos, burritos, quesadillas, whatever you want here. But if you're not feeling it, you can always come to the Berries concession stand. Nachos, hot dogs, burgers, they've got anything you want. But don't sleep on the Marion Berries lemonade. If you come on out and you get their color-changing cup, you buy it once, you get free refills for the entire summer. A fantastic deal. Classic lemonade, Marion Berry lemonade, strawberry, raspberry, anything that you want, we've got it here.
Welcome back, everybody. There was a tour of our concourse and the plaza, new and improved here at the ballpark this summer. We've got a new pitcher on the mound, the right-hander, Francisco Lopez, wearing number 31 for the Pippins. A guy who spent a lot of time in the West Coast League, 4th summer in a row. Pitched for Walla Walla back in 2023 and then 2 years in Port Angeles before coming over to the Pippins. He gets a check swing from Matthew Major. They say he did not go. So ball 1 with 1 out. Tyler Dunning on second base after that leadoff walk. Lopez has appeared in 35 games in the prior 3 seasons. Started 3 of them this summer for Yakima. 4 appearances, 3 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit. Has not given up a run yet. Has been at 2 spots on his collegiate journey. Columbia Basin College over in Pasco, and then Yakima Valley Community College with the Yaks. Counts 1-1 to Major, looking for his first hit of the day. Looping curve, 12-6. Misses inside. Count moves to 2-1 with 1 out. There goes Dunning to third. Throw down, not in time. Tyler Dunning steals third base. And that made it a lot easier for the Berries to score a run here in this inning. 1 out runner on third. A lot of different options to go with. Coach Chris Crustangel is going to bring the infield in. They're going to cut the run. Standing right at the green. Here comes Lopez. 3-1 pitch in the dirt as well for Matthew Major. That's walk number 2. Runners on first and third now. First, the substitute, Big Haas. Jake Dodge. Filled in the 6th spot, playing first base now for Hudson Flora. Thought about it, but held back on the breaking ball from Lopez. Yakima Valley Yak. Hard ground ball behind the first base coach, Kevin Moffitt. He didn't even flinch. Coach Moffitt, the athletic director and head baseball coach at John F. Kennedy High School in Mount Angel. There's a great look at him. They just won the 2A baseball state championship at Kennedy. The Trojans coming through. Moffitt's been there for a long time. A lot of success at the 2A level. Counts 1-1 to Dodge, the lefty. Swings and misses. He falls behind in the count. Jake Dodge standing 6'5", weighing in at 225 pounds. From Beaverton, went to Southridge High School. This is his 3rd WCL team as well. Played for Bend and Springfield, 22 games in between them. But it's his 2nd summer back with the Berries. He thought about it, but holds back again on a breaking ball up and out of the zone. And Matthew Major takes the opportunity to steal a bag. Put 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Pippins still cutting the run. Sun getting low in the sky on this Saturday evening, 8:50 p.m. Lopez to the plate. Dodge swings and misses. And he is mowed down swinging. 2 outs now with 2 runners on. Berries up 1. You could always use some extra runs. 6.5 innings through. Dodge way over the top of the curveball. Lopez wiping the sweat off. It was hot at the start of the game, but now we're in the low 60s. Fastball with the grunt. You could hear it, 87 out of the hand of Lopez. Swung on and missed by Taryn Carlson. After his first at-bat, the double down the left field line. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. Offers at the 0-1. Soft liner. It's going to stay in the infield. A ways down the barrel. If you move that one a little bit to the left or right, it probably gets through. Or what probably could have been 2 RBIs off the bat of Carlson. But alas, the Pippins hold the Berries scoreless for the 3rd inning in a row. It's still 3-2 as we go to the top of the 8th. Cole Weber with you. Marion Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL Live app. Coming back after this break.
Jones and Harper, they are going to hop down all the way and around the mascot Berry and back. Remy, Jones, and Harper, you guys are going to go in 3, 2, go! Sea Salt and Vinegar comes out to an early lead while Honey Dijon's close. Oh, Honey Dijon goes down. Sea Salt and Vinegar gets stuck in a berry hug. So does Jalapeno. Here comes Sea Salt and Vinegar trying to make a rest. Dingle. Dingle's going there. Oh, down goes Jalapeno. Sea Salt and Vinegar is your winner. Honey Dijon is 2nd. And Jalapeno comes in 3rd. Give it up for all your contestants in the Kettle Chips Chip Bag Race. Kettle Chips, the best smelling factory in Salem.
There might be a
And we are back for the top half of inning number 8. Today's broadcast is brought to you by AOE Chiropractic, specializing in sports medicine, strength and conditioning, and performing arts and esports medicine. Dr. Sean Barnes offers sports physicals, injury evaluations, and comprehensive treatment plans at aoechiropractic.com. Shout out to AOE and Don Froylan Creamery, our sponsors tonight for Noche de Béisbol y Cultura, Latino Heritage Night, a night of baseball and culture here at Chemeketa Baseball Field, home of the Berries in the summer of 2026 and beyond. Dax Teixeira will start the inning off with what looked to me like a sinker up and out of the zone. Ball 1 to Nick Velasquez operating in the left-hand batter's box. He's 0 for 3 after going 2 for 3 last night in game 1 of this series. Spits on a breaking ball in the zone. Yakima County, where the Pippins play their games and where they call home, leads the nation with over 55,000 acres of apple orchard, and the state of Washington produces 70% of all of the U.S.'s apples, and that is why, my friends, the Yakima Valley Pippins have gotten their name. Counts 2-1. Here comes Teixeira. Way out in front of it, off the end of the bat, and it's coming back fair. Barehanded by Nelson. Second time we've seen it. That one had some funky spin. I swear it hit the very end of the bat off of Velasquez. It was a couple feet foul, and it came back into fair territory, and he earns himself an infield single on the swinging bunt. A couple of weird instances in this game. We'll look at it again. Snuck back into fair territory. Nelson charged on it late. So runner on first for Yakima. Parker Burt now at the plate. He leaves a breaking ball in the higher part of the zone. Here's a close-up of the swing out in front of the pitch. That's why you always run things out. Velasquez gets himself a base, and that's one hit hard into left field. I think we can wave that one goodbye off of the light. That one was tattooed by the designated hitter, Parker Burt. One swing, and the lead has changed 99 miles per hour off the bat. Way up above the left field fence, Burt. 2-run home run. It's his first hit of the series, 392, where the TrackMan said it would have landed from home plate. One more look. Curveball kind of hung up there, and Burt made Teixeira pay. Jumped off the barrel. It's now a 4-3 lead for Yakima, and the momentum is squarely in the hands of the Pippins. No outs, nobody on for Jay O'Neill. Flies one out toward the left field side, out of play, dropping down in picnic deck number 1, out toward the fun zone. Count 1-1 to O'Neill. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Fouls one off again. Talked about the season that the Pippins have had. Started with series wins over Walla Walla, Springfield, and Marion. All of them 2-1. They were 6-3 before going to Ridgefield to play the number 1 team in the WCL South. They dropped that one 1-2. Then they went up to Edmonton. That was a long flight, long drive, long trip overall. Kind of were jet lagged for game 1. They dropped that one, kind of got beat up. Won game 2 and then lost game 3. Dropped that series before losing 2 of 3 at home against Bend during this week. So they have lost 3 series in a row after winning the first 3. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They're trying to even up the series tonight. Sweatshirts coming out across the ballpark. 2-2 count to O'Neill. Teixeira leaves that one low and away. Dax Teixeira, the sophomore at Lynn Benton Community College. And he's got somebody warming up behind him in the bullpen. Foul ball again from O'Neill. Teixeira coming out of high school from Beaverton. 7th-ranked right-hand pitcher in the state, 23rd overall prospect. First-team All-Metro League pitcher and second-team first baseman the same year as a senior. Swung on and missed. No, fouled back again. This is the second instance of a catcher taking one in the no-no square. Rowe's going to have to walk that one off. Thumbs up to the dugout. That's a good sign. He's good. Count remains 3-2 for Jay O'Neill, who's doing the Bee Gees proud. (1,374) fans showed up tonight to Chemeketa baseball field. And the 3-2 by Teixeira stays up and out, so another walk. Still no outs here in the top of the 8th. 2 runs across. The first team in this matchup to put up 2 runs here today in a single inning. Pippins up 4-3, and Coach Tucker Brock is strolling out of the dugout, so that will do it for Teixeira, guy who participated in the Oregon All-Star Series in 2025. Pitched for the North at Goss Stadium, and he was a member of the Drifters last year. That will do it for him. Officially an inning pitched. Gave up no runs in the 7th. 2 here after the 2-run bomb by Parker Burt in the 8th. Pippins now have the lead. Coming out of the bullpen, wearing number 37, a guy we've seen before from Cal Poly, Daniel Camus, the right-hand pitcher. 5'11", 195. Spent his freshman year at Cal Poly. Team that won a regional NCAA tournament. He didn't play, but he's redshirting, and he'll be going back down to San Luis Obispo for the Mustangs. Daniel Camus, a graduate of South Hills High School, helped lead the Huskies to the CIF Southern Section Division II title as a sophomore, also to the Southern California Regionals the same year. Posted a season ERA of 0.58 for the Huskies that year. We'll take this opportunity to take a look at the WCL South Division standings. This game vitally important early in the season. Win tonight for the Berries would leapfrog them. Win tonight for the Pippins would keep them in the 5 spot at least. If the Pickles lose, that could change things up as well. Raptors taking on the Walla Walla Sweets in a huge series. They took game 1 on Friday. Trying to see what's going on here today. As we see Camus warming up. Ridgefield up 3-2 in the top of the 9th against the Sweets at home. The victory tonight would give them the series. Edmonton 10-2 over Corvallis at Goss Stadium, putting it on the Knights. Port Angeles and Victoria tied up at 6-6 in the 8th. Victoria, the host of the WCL All-Star Game, coming up on July 15th. Not too far away. Kelowna even up 6-6 against the Bend Elks in the High Desert. Springfield beating the Portland Pickles 5-0, so that's big for these two teams that you see on your screen. How about a barn burner in Wenatchee? The Apple Sox and Night Owls of Nanaimo 12-11 in favor of Wenatchee. They're in first right now in the WCL North. Bellingham beating Kamloops 8-2, and that's what's going on across the WCL tonight. Runner on first, no outs for Daniel Camus. Pickoff attempt to first, kind of close. He's got Jay O'Neill in the back of his mind for the Berries this summer. Daniel Camus, this is his 8th appearance, 1-0 record, just over 11 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 7 walks, 8.74 ERA. First pitch from him tonight. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Luis Garcia, who's 1 for 3 with a double down the right field line. Daniel Camus, guy with aspirations to play pro ball. Working with a couple different pitches. He's got a sneaky pickoff move as well. It's been close 2 different times over at first base. Count is 0-1. Camus set, and there he goes. Jay O'Neill trying to steal second. The throw from Rowe bounces over him and goes out into center field. And actually, we're going to have interference by the hitter Garcia, and that will send O'Neill back to first. And that gives us an out. Batter's interference for out number 1. He swung on and missed on this play. And he stayed out in front of Rowe. Kind of walked out in front of the throwing lane on home plate. It's a 1-out runner on first for Trey Godoy. Breaking ball low from Camus. Jay O'Neill shown a penchant for trying to steal second base. Let's see if he tries it again. Godoy 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to first base. He did walk in the 5th inning, scored a run. Pick off, close one more time. Some trickeration from Daniel Camus. Close but no cigar. One 0 offering. Swung on and fouled back below Rowe. He's going to have to walk that one off, too. I think it hit him in the hand. You can see the cup therapy up and down his arm. He said his arm was a little bit sore. He started behind the dish anyway tonight. Rowe playing against his former team. Here's that fastball fouled back. Kind of ricocheted. Hit him and the umpire. Now moves to 1-1. 4-3 lead for Yakima after the swing by Parker Burt. Homer to left field. 1-1 pitch. There goes O'Neill. Throw down from Rowe. Close. Tag a little bit behind him. That's a nice throw by Rowe. But O'Neill steals second base. Fans don't agree. Our Berries crazies here at Chemeketa Baseball Field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the throw down. Camus went with the high leg kick and gave O'Neill the millisecond that he needed. Another foul ball, back up against the backstop. Evens the count at 2 apiece. And there it is. Rowe. Throwdown was great. That was definitely close. Nice tag put on by Dunning. Time called by our home plate umpire. That's Perry Schofield. Out on the base is Derek Dunbar after Camus stepped off the mound. Godoy in the left-hand batter's box going into his sophomore year at UCLA. 2-2. Grounder to first. Jake Dodge gloves it. He's going to wave off Camus, step on the bag himself for out number 2. That allows Jay O'Neill to scoot on over to third base. Pressure falls on the shoulders of Jackson Upton, the catcher, wearing number 51. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the series. He's 0 for 3. 3 Ks and a walk. Playing his 3rd game of the summer for the Pippins. Game number 20 for them. Jackson Upton, also our Cerveza swinger tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Latino Heritage Night. Noche de Béisbol y Cultura. Presented by Don Froylan. Camus with the 0-1. Right back to him, into his glove. Daniel Camus went with a breaking ball. Soft liner right back to him for out number 3. But a big inning for the Pippins. They're going to leave with the lead 4-3 after the 2-run home run by Parker Burt, the designated hitter, tattooed to left field. They have flipped the script here in the 8th inning. Great look at it. Curveball that hung up in the air. Got what it deserved. So we will take a break, go to the bottom of the 8th after the break. Berries Baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app. Coming into the bottom of the 8th here at Chemeketa Baseball Field, it's a 4-3 lead now for the Pippins. Parker Burt just hit the go-ahead 2-run shot to left field in the previous inning. Jackson Blank started on the bump for the Berries. Solid outing for him. 5 innings, just 2 runs given up, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. The leadoffs tonight for both teams have been fantastic. 4 hits on each side. It's been the runner in scoring positions at the plate. Haven't really come through when they've needed to. Right hand arm coming into the game for Yakima. That's John Witt. No, that's not Baba Yaga. John Witt playing his baseball at Arkansas Tech University. The righty from Phoenix going into his senior year, 6'2", 200. And he will drop a pitch in for strike one down Main Street against Taryn Carlson. Carlson leading off the 8th inning. Excuse me, that's Nolan Rowe. Carlson ended off the last inning with a line drive to the shortstop. Nolan Rowe back in there. 1-1 count for him. Facing off against Witt, making his 8th appearance this summer for Yakima. 0-1 record, 6.48 ERA in 8 1/3 inning, but he has 3 saves, and that is what his job is as he gets Rowe to swing and miss through a slider. Witt's got 7 Ks this year, 6 walks. He's given up 9 hits on the bump for Yakima Valley. He'll go back to the breaking ball. One in the opposite batter's box, kept in front by the catcher Upton, who just finished the last inning with a liner right back into the glove of Daniel Camus, the pitcher. Nobody on, no outs for Nolan Rowe, the Poulsbo, Washington native, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. Pops one up into the air. That's going to come down in shallow center. Is anybody going to get there? Sliding play by Luis Garcia to glove it. That one, a fantastic play in the outfield. Loses in the cap. The Oakleys putting his body on the line for out number 1. Second consecutive fly out to center field by Rowe. Stolen away from him. So nobody on for Colin Lenteo. 2 for 2, 2 singles, and an RBI. He's going to hit a line drive to center field. Garcia doesn't have to leave his feet for this one, but he loses the glasses again. Got to get some duct tape. We have to watch that diving play one more time. Garcia, nice sliding play made. Stayed in his glove. Got another one hit right back at him for out number 2 by Lenteo. He's really had a beat on it. He's barreled up a couple of balls tonight. And here is our leadoff batter. The first time he's been retired in this series was his last time up. Sir Nelson struck out on 3 pitches looking. But besides that, 8 walks and a 2 RBI single in game 1. 1-0 pitch, popped up into the air by Nelson. Is it going to stay in play? It won't. It will come down in the stands on the reserved seating side behind the third base dugout. A couple of young fans sprint out after it. They're both excited for each other. Look at that, a souvenir at a ball game. And he's doing some kind of dance. I'm not familiar. And hopefully he can get that thing signed by a member of the Berries after the game. Nelson shuffles out of the way of an inside breaking ball at his feet. Moves the count to 2-1. So where Nelson going to Loyola Marymount in the fall for his freshman year is going to join Andrew Moon and Alex Chavez. 2 current Berries on that roster. Offers at another fastball and pops it over toward the same area. A little farther. This one drops toward the parking lot. I saw a big old bounce off the road. Chemeketa Baseball Field, home of the Berries for the second summer in a row. The newest team in the West Coast League, the Berries, came to be in 2025, made the playoffs. 2-2 pitch. Liner, gonna get through down in left field. Sawyer Nelson, he's got a hit tonight. Makes him 1 for 2 with 3 walks. That's the 4th time he's been on base. That's the 10th time he's been on base this series. There's a little bit of life injected into the Berries offense here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Opposite field rope, 95 off the bat of Nelson. Brings us to Noah's share. Let's see if we can get a snowball rolling down the hill. 6th hit of the game for Marion. First pitch to Share. Up at his chest, that's a ball. Share 0 for 2, strikeout, fly out. He's been walked, and he has sacrificed bunt way back in the first inning that helped a run score. Moved Nelson over to second base, and Tyler Dunning drove him in, the guy in the on-deck batter's box right now. Share turns on a pitch that finds its way into the zone, curving on in there out of the hand of John Witt. Pitched 16 times for Arkansas Tech in the spring. Transfer from Paradise Valley Community College in Arizona. A foul ball off the body of Cher. Nelson would have been safe at second base. But he's got to go back to first. Witt was 1-0 with a 5.25 ERA for Arkansas Tech in 24 innings. 17 strikeouts, 16 walks. The 1-2 gets away from the catcher Upton, and Nelson rounds second base hard. That's your tying run. You're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Late inning baseball. Hopefully you stuck around. WCL Live app and YouTube. Marion Berries baseball is going to live there all season long. We saw the West Coast League Game of the Week last night on Friday. It's a great experience. Had the opportunity to talk to a couple of people. Rob Nayer, the WCL commissioner, and the Pippins broadcaster, Harmon Johnson. Berries got the win, but here we are tonight. 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. The pitch, low and outside, and Upton barely gets his glove on it. Count moves to full. Cher battling in this at-bat. The Lynn Benton Roadrunner playing his baseball down in Albany, Oregon. He's from Salem. Playing in front of his hometown crowd. They're chanting for him now. And John Witt gets the call from his catcher. Comes set. 3-2 offering. That's above the zone. A little too far north. And Cher will walk. Now 2 runners on for Tyler Dunning. Driven in 2 of the Berries' 3 runs tonight. One off a double to left field, another off a sacrifice fly. Staring at the barrel. Hopefully it can do something for him now. Dunning 4 hits on the summer. Drove in a run yesterday as well. And spits on a first pitch fastball below the zone. Game 3 tomorrow. First pitch will be 5:05. Depending on what happens tonight, could be vitally important in this series. The catcher Upton going to have a chat with his closer. We're going to look ahead to the Berries' schedule following the culmination of this series. Next week, they will be on the road from Tuesday to Thursday, playing against the Portland Pickles at Walker Stadium. They will be back here at home next weekend, hosting the Corvallis Knights, 11-time WCL champs. That series starts Friday the 26th and goes to the 28th. Springfield, they're going to head down I-5. Play the Drifters on the road, and then host the Portland Pickles the weekend of July 4th. That's going to be a great series. Fun environment. A lot of different game times. Going to have to get used to it. 1-0 is the count to Tyler Dunning. Pitch from Witt. Dunning definitely thought about it, and that fastball just misses the low outside corner. So Dunning well ahead. Going to see a good one here. Berries down 1. Bottom of the 8th inning. Witt comes set. Deep breath from him. Look back to second. 2-0 pitch. Grounder to the right side. Charging it and going to step on his bag is Nick Velasquez. Pippins get out of a dangerous inning. They hold on to the lead. There were 2 runners on. Berries leave 2 on base. Down 4-3. Could be the last inning of action. You better stick around. 4-3 lead for the Pippins. We're going to take a break. Marion Berries baseball live on YouTube and the WCL live app. Photos of the night taken by Sa Studio and Design on Noche de Béisbol y Cultura. Daniel Camus is going to start us off in the top of the ninth with a low outside curveball that misses. He's facing off against Cole Hubka, the shortstop, who was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double. He's going to have to get out of the way of the chin music up at his eyes. Counts 2-0. Latino Heritage Night presented by Don Froylan Creamery. Festivities were fantastic before the game. Don Froylan sponsored a quesadilla bar back behind us on the concourse. If you're at the ballpark, hopefully you went out and had some. Looked fantastic. Counts 3-0 to start off the inning. And walking on 4 pitches, that is Cole Hubka. Pippins up 1. Could be the last time they get at bats, so trying to add some runs here in the ninth, extend their lead. Bunch of games going on across the WCL this weekend. I've only seen one go final thus far, and that was Ridgefield beating Walla Walla 3-2. Low scoring for both of those teams. Ridgefield takes the series. They go to 15-5 on the summer, well ahead in the WCL South. That gives them a 4-game lead, pretty much all but sealing a first-half title. Going to second, the foul bunt is going to make Cole Hubka come back to first by Tyson Miller, who was 2 for 3 with 2 singles. The last one we saw, it was a high chopper to second base, and nobody was covering first. Miller beating the pitcher to the bag. Squaring to bunt is Miller, but a pickoff move over to first is not in time. A lot of games in the ninth, just as this one is. Victoria and Port Angeles locked up at 6. We see another pickoff move. Kelowna up 7-6 over Bend in the bottom of the ninth. Elks getting their last chance at it. Springfield trying to seal a shutout of the Portland Pickles in the top of the ninth, up 6-0. I'm going to read off a score after this pitch. That's a foul bunt off the bat of Miller to make it 0-2. But the score in Wenatchee is 20-11. Bottom of the 7th, Apple Sox and Night Owls. They're not playing any defense up in Central Washington. Bellingham's up 8-2 over Kamloops. Riverhawks putting it on the Knights. Hard ground ball to first. Jake Dodge goes to second with it. Back to first. There was nobody on the bag. Dunning had to eat it. Smart decision by him over at short. Double play would have been huge for the defense. But out number 1's good too. Miller grounds out to a fielder's choice, but he's safe at first base. Now coming up to the plate for the Pippins, Daichi Furuhata. 5th at-bat of the game. He's 1 for 3. Single to right field in the 4th inning. That was against Jackson Blank. Camus comes set. Going to second, sliding in safely is Miller. He's got the speed. Pinch hit a bunch of times in the spring for CSU Bakersfield. There's a runner in scoring position for Yakima. If you're just coming in, joining us in the top of the ninth, that's the Pippins wearing the baby blue tops. They've got the green batting helmets. Berries in the purple, tricolor caps. 0-1 pitch from Camus. Bounces in the dirt. Count is 1-1 with 1 out and a runner on second in the top of the ninth. Another highly competitive game here at Chemeketa Baseball Field. One that has implications down the road. 11th time all-time that these two teams have met up. Berries hold the all-time series lead 7-3. Swing and a miss. Pushes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got Furuhata to turn around again. Native to Nagano, Japan. Hopping across the pond to play his college baseball at Southwestern Oregon Community College and now transferring to Northwest Nazarene in the GNAC. 1-2 from Camus. Low and in the dirt. Painted the white in the opposite batter's box. Just one out here in the top of the ninth after getting the lead runner on that last ground ball. Camus, here's a chopper to short. Dunning charges it. Throw on the run to first. Brought Jake Dodge over toward his left side, but he makes the grab for out number 2. Dunning, solid as a rock. Routine plays no matter what. You hit something in the 6 hole, it's probably going to be a ground out. 2 down for Nick Velasquez at the plate. He's got Tyson Miller out on second. Velasquez, the 6-footer from Redlands, California, playing his college ball at Citrus College. First pitch from Camus to him. It's a fastball outside. Daniel Camus in his second inning of action. He's thrown 22 pitches, 14 of them strikes. Doesn't have a strikeout yet, does have a walk. He's not giving up a run, trying to keep it that way. Keep the deficit to just 1 for the Berries offense. Breaking ball, that's a nice pitch, just misses inside. Two balls, no strikes to Velasquez. Batted .304 for Citrus in the spring. He's going to be headed back there in Southern California. 2-0. That one drops down into the middle of the zone for strike 1 of the at-bat. Win tonight would move the Berries back to 500. If you're keeping tabs on their all-time record in WCL play, they're coming in at 37-38 all-time if you include playoffs. A win tonight would push them back to 500 all-time in West Coast League play. So a lot of implications. A win in the series is on the line for the Berries. The season series as well would go back to the Pippins with a win. Berries have lost 4 series in a row after winning the first 2 here at home. And there goes Miller. Big old jump and fouled back. He was almost on third by the time Camus released it. Velasquez fouling that one back up against the netting. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. There you could see Miller, about 90% of a stolen base before having to go back and a swing and a miss. Strike number 3. Daniel Camus shuts the door on the Pippins in the 9th. And he puts the Berries in the best possible spot for a late inning comeback. They're down 1, 4-3. You better stick around, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what could happen in the bottom of the 9th here at Chemeketa Baseball Field. We will take what could be our final break of the broadcast. Come on back. Berries Baseball live on YouTube in the WCL live app.
The final touches together ahead of opening night, but as you can see, all brand new synthetic turf, and the real coup de grace, I would say, is all of our brand new seats that we've installed. So we'll have some hospitality decks in the corners as well by the bullpens, and of course our fun zone and our new inflatable wiffle ball field making its debut tomorrow night as well. We also purchased a new smoker for our new barbecue concession stand, so we'll have tri-tip sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, barbecue pulled pork as well, and expanding off of our award-winning Marion Berries barbecue sauce. We're going to be having our first fireworks night on the 3rd of July here at the ballpark, and then on July 17th, we're also going to be doing a drone show for all the fans. check out our promo schedule. Every single night there's something different going on, something different and unique for families.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you stuck around. Bottom half of inning number 9. Berries down 4-3, and we have Gavin Price leading us off in the inning. They need a run to keep this thing going, 2 to win it. And a first pitch breaking ball misses the zone from John Witt, back for inning number 2. The closer for the Pippins. He's got 3 saves under his belt. Price awaits the 1-0, pops it back up above our heads in the Minuteman press box. Put everything into that swing. Count is 1-1. Due up behind him, Matthew Major. He's in the on-deck circle, and Jake Dodge in the hole. In the middle of the Berries lineup, 4, 5, 6. Need a run to keep this thing going. 1-1 from Witt. That's a straight ball. Catches the outer half of the zone, and Price goes down in the count. Gavin Price 0 for 3 today. Last time we saw him lay down a sacrifice bunt to the third base side in the 7th inning. Native to Salem, Oregon, playing his college ball at Louisiana Monroe. 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. Count is 2-2. And they're going to ring him up on an inside fastball, definitely close. Price was clouding the plate. He's going to have to walk back to the dugout. Pippins 2 outs away from a winning game 2. Good frame by the catcher Upton. Now we go to Matthew Major. Nobody on, 1 out for him. This is his 5th at-bat. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Swings and misses through an outside slider. Comes up with nothing but air. Major, the graduate of Pro 5 Baseball Academy out in the great state of Ohio. Batting .266 this summer for Marion. 17 hits. Leads the team in games played. That was the same exact pitch, but he holds off on this one. Evens the count at 1-1. Witt comes set. 1-1 offering. Swung on and missed. He's going back to the same well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Slider breaking away from Major has got him to chase twice. So Major with his back against the wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pippins 2 outs away from a W. Throw from Witt. That's 4 consecutive breaking balls to the outside, but this one looks like we've got a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. That is Kyson Barney wearing number 18. First time we would see him in this series. The 2-2. Major fouls it off. He's given the swings his all. And another catcher taking it in a bad spot. I feel for these guys behind the dish. These foul balls right back at them. And more annoyance than pain for Jackson Upton, talking to his coach, Chris Crustangel. Coming back after a brief year of hiatus. He coached the team from 2021 to 2024. Didn't coach him last year, but he's back. Crustangel spent 7 years as the head coach for Yakima Valley Community College. Was at one time a NWAC Coach of the Year. He also played in the West Coast League. for the Spokane Riverhawks. They are not a thing anymore. That was back in 2007. He'll head back to the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Major, facing off against John Witt, the closer. From the right-hand side, here comes Witt, the 2-2. Slider misses low. Major's worked his way back to a full count. Fans on their feet, the Berries boys still up and at 'em. 3-2. Chopper right back into the glove of Witt, the pitcher, and he's going to soft toss that one to first. Berries down to their last out. Kyson Barney. First at-bat's going to be in a presser situation. First time we've seen him here at home this weekend. He's been dealing with a sore arm. Barney gets an at-bat with nobody on, 2 outs, down 1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. What can he do? The Nolensville, Tennessee native. Identical twins to Cale, who we saw yesterday start in right field. Check swing, but he went around. Strike 1. John Witt keeps going back to that breaking ball in the dirt. He's been getting the Berries chasing. Definitely went around. Counts 0-1. A 1 pitch off the end of the bat by Barney. Foul territory on the first base side. Berries down to their last strike and last out. The energy in the Pippins dugout. Highest I've seen so far in this game. A lot of smiles. They know that they're 1 strike away. Here's the 0-2 from Witt. Slider misses low and away. And Barney lives to see another day. Kyson, a dual sport athlete at Nolensville, played basketball as well. He was the tournament MVP for the Nolensville Knights. Going to Oregon State with his brother in the fall for their freshman seasons. 1-2 pitch. Barney, hard ground ball to third. Furuhata eats it up. The throw to first base, that one's in time. In save number 4 for John Witt of the season. He closes it out, and the Pippins come back. They were behind for most of the game. It was a 2-run home run in the top of the 8th that gave them their first lead off the bat of Parker Burt, the designated hitter. And they went up 4-3, and they held the Berries scoreless. Since the 4th inning, Berries put up all 4 of their runs, 3, early in this game, and got shut down the stretch. So that makes tomorrow's game vitally important. Winner take all. They're going to win the series after the game on Sunday. Season series, 3 for the Pippins, 2 for the Berries. All-time series goes to 7-4 in favor of Marion. There's that home run by Burt to left field. It was off the light pole. 99 off his bat. Landed about 400 feet away. That's the biggest swing of the game. That's going to do it for us up here in the press box. But we're going to take a break and come back down to talk to our Berry of the game after this.
Cole Weber with you, the Marion Berries broadcaster. Getting mobile. We're out here at the front of the concourse. Right as you enter into the stadium, you come into this new and improved plaza, and everything about this place screams a fun time. We've got the Marion Berries merch container. Right as you walk in, you can get anything you want. Shirts, hats, accessories. This is the place. If you want to rep the Berries, you got to come here right as you walk in to your right. And as we keep going, the information desk, starting lineup, standings, Los Planditas, the food truck. They've always got great stuff, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, whatever you want here. But if you're not feeling it, you can always come to the Berries concession stand. Nachos, hot dogs, burgers, they've got anything you want. But don't sleep on the Marion Berries lemonade. If you come on out and you get their color-changing cup.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Minuteman press box. I am here post-game after the Berries just lost 4-3 in Game 2 of the series to the Yakima Valley Pippins. But we're going to talk to my guy, Colin Linteo, the starting second baseman tonight. Colin, can you hear me first off?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic, man. You got your first start here at Chemeketa Baseball Field this summer, and I know you guys lost, but how did it feel to get to play here at this ballpark for the first time?
It felt great. Fans were out. Fans were live, came to support, so it was nice not getting chirped the whole game, being able to get behind the fans.
Absolutely. It's always nice when you don't got people heckling you from the crowd, right? I mean, it's nice
definitely.
to finally have the fans behind you. You played your first 3 games of the summer on the road. You kind of had it going at the plate. A lot of hard-hit baseballs. You drove in a run, had a single down the right field line. How'd you feel? Did the bat feel good coming in? Did you have a good BP session?
Yeah, I've been feeling good. I mean, in BP, just focusing on hitting line drives all over the yard, and it kind of has been translating to the game. I've been seeing the ball well, seeing spin up, so it's been helpful.
Yeah, you had a hard line drive hit directly in the center field that if that gets down, that's definitely a double as well. You're really close to being 3 for 3 tonight. But how do you feel going forward? What are you trying to get out of this experience here up in Salem coming up if you're playing 2 years at St. Mary's? What are you trying to get out of this summer with the Berries?
I'm just trying to get some good ABs, work on hitting and then stealing bases. It's kind of what I've progressed at most is stealing bases, so just getting on base, stealing those bases, and getting better jumps.
Yeah, you showed off the speed today. A couple stolen bases for you on the base paths here on this Saturday evening. Tell me a little bit about what it was like to be on that St. Mary's roster, win the West Coast Championship, and then how about that walk-off against UCLA against Tyler Dunning, your now teammate. But what did that feel like to be involved with that win?
Oh, man, it was unbelievable. I mean, just being part of that group, just contributing as much as I can, and then just that team is just unreal. A bunch of brothers, and then definitely family for life.
Absolutely. I mean, you could tell how close you guys were just with the celebration. I mean, Cody Kashimoto, former Berry, coming home to score from second base off the Makoa Sniffin walk-off single. Everybody rushes you dogpile. And then you had to go and play another game against Cal Poly later that day. That had to have been tough, but a great season for St. Mary's. Good day for you, Colin. I'm sorry you couldn't get the win in your first home game. Anything else you would like to add while you've got the camera in front of your face?
No, thank you. Go Berries.
Absolutely. Thanks to Colin. Good game for him. Single RBI. Would have wished that the Berries could get a win for him in his game number 1 in Salem. But that is going to do it for us. Yakima takes game 2 of the series 4-3. I am Cole Weber, excited to be with you for game number 3 coming up tomorrow at 5:05. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. It was Noche de Baseball y Cultura Latino Heritage Night. Thanks to everybody who showed out, all 1,385 fans here at the ballpark. Cole Weber signing off from Chemeketa.